Clock's on. Are you ready? All right, y'all, please stand. Pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We're going to call the October 8th Commissioner meeting to order. At this time, do we have any signatures for people that want to speak? We can't act on anything you talk about tonight, but we can take it under advisement and address it at a later time.
Kalen Stickles
Do you mean here?
from the podium.
I want to first clarify that I'm here as a county resident and a taxpayer, and only that, but the discussion I gave you. I'm here to speak about something that I don't feel can no longer be ignored, and it is time that as a citizen of this county, I need to speak up, and not just for me, but for all the others who may feel too scared or silenced. Commissioner Adam Bomar, when you were elected, you swore an oath, a promise to represent this community with honesty, respect, and integrity. That oath is not symbolic. It is a binding commitment to put the people of this county first. And yet, from my opinion, in my outward look into this, your actions have shown nothing but contempt for that responsibility. So I must ask a few questions. What have you done for this community besides tear it down? What positive progress can you claim credit for 9 months in? What are the initiatives or actions that demonstrate true care for the residents you swore to serve? How have you worked to strengthen public safety, public health, and public trust? Have you stood up for those without a voice or only for your own agenda? What solutions were needed and what solutions did you bring? What can you look back on right now and possibly say that I did that? I ask these questions where many of us stand. It appears your conduct has done more to divide than to unite, more to weaken than to strengthen. Anyone here listening can do a simple Google search to see what your job description entails, and nowhere does it state that you take an axe and pick to destroy the fabric and the foundation of this community. You are to build it, to nurture it, and to leave it better than you found it. Yet in such a short amount of time, your actions and words have made it harder for this county to grow, harder for the public to trust, not to mention to trust the departments meant to care for them, and harder for anyone to believe in the very system of government that should be working for them. I want to point out a public meeting as well held a few months ago. You sat here, made your own statement, held up our county handbook and threw it in a trash can before walking out. That was an insult to the government you represent, the representation of fair and due process, an insult to this entire county. You made one thing perfectly clear to me, personally. You believe you are above the variables you swore to uphold. Did this occurrence with the handbook make this county better? Did walking out of that meeting solve problems? The answer is simply this, no. From the outside looking in, I've seen you weaponize your position against the very people who have spent countless hours working to build a better foundation for this county. You use social media to cause uproar, you contact the media and use those resources who dare to disagree with you. That doesn't build trust, that fosters an environment for people to feel intimidated, that what they say or have to say is retaliation, or that they cannot say anything at all. Leadership is a tricky journey. There's no manual how-to or any form of written out directive in guiding anyone through it. Not everyone is gonna like you. I've been in a leadership role for just a little over 2 years and I'm still figuring it out. It has been a long road of humility, self-reflection, and a lot of mistakes. However, I'm not afraid to say that I have not been perfect, nor do I have it all the way figured out, and I won't have it figured out ever. Leadership is about making mistakes, but the big thing about making those mistakes is how you will move forward from them, what you learn from them, and how you never repeat those same mistakes again. Leadership is not about punishing those who oppose you. You agree to disagree. It is about serving everyone, even those who do not agree with you. Yet, I believe that you have chosen to make enemies instead of allies, to divide instead of unite, and to destroy instead of build. Then there is the disruption caused within this county's own departments, including its own EMS system. The same department.
That's time.
You need to look long and hard.
So we have to, yeah. So everyone gets 3 minutes. Everyone gets 3 minutes to say what they think.
Amen.
Can I at least get this copy?
You can deliver a copy if you'd like to the commissioners.
I'll sign that as one of your voters.
Thank you.
Good job, you guys are doing a great job too.
Yeah,
They are. They're doing an excellent job. Respect they deserve.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I'm sorry.
I think.
Cheryl.
Cheryl,
Very.
Yeah.
I live on 5803 East Butcher Road between Frog Pond and Napper. And we are sick and tired of people flying down that road 60, 70 miles an hour. And nobody's doing nothing about it. We call the police. We want signs out there that says slow children playing. We want a speed limit sign out there. There's no speed limit signs at all on that road nowhere. We've got a curve coming from Napa Road. We got a hill there by Frog Pond. I mean, that's out there in Indianapolis 500, and we're sick of it. And we want something done.
The state mandates what our speed limits are.
There's
So
no speed limit signs nowhere,
I understand.
and we don't want it to be 55 either.
Well, that's what the state tells us we have to have it at. And
There's
all-
all kinds of children out
and-
there, and somebody's gonna get hurt.
I understand, we can look at that for you, but I just want you to understand,
Can we
What
get
the- what
children,
the-
slow children playing signs out there?
we have to look at that.
Because a lot of back roads have those.
We'll have to look at it, but I just want you to understand that just because we don't want the speed limit to be 55 doesn't mean that we can have a choice but to leave it at 55.
Because that section of road ain't that long, from where it goes into Napper and the hill there, right past Frog Pond. And I mean, sometimes you can't even tell what color the car is.
we're not permitted to change speed limits from presumptive speed limit laws without justification, and it can't just be children at play. It's,
But we need something up there.
I,
Something's gotta be there, somebody's gonna get hurt.
if you have a concern regarding individuals who are violating state law, that would not even be something that would come to the Board of Commissioners. That would be something you need to contact the Sheriff's Department about.
Yeah,
Jerry, you raised your hand.
Yeah, the problem of it is this, it's not only her road, it's all
Yeah.
over the county.
it's all,
And really, the issue is that the roads have been greatly improved, so a lot of people are using them as racetracks. We go there, we've sat there, we've sat at her place, just while we're there, it's perfect.
yeah,
Just as soon as we leave, obviously, there's no police call.
yeah.
So I get what she says,
Yeah, we can hear them rooming up before they ever get to where we're at, to come up that little hill, the curve. We can hear them getting ready to,
I'll make a suggestion. Really, if you want to slow them down, it would take a great investment from the county, but we can get those, we can invest in those speed limit signs. It's put them there, it's on the road, it says how fast you're going. We can even, here's a good one for you, it'll slow them all down.
Okay.
Put speed bumps on them.
yeah,
Yeah, there's-
Just my suggestion. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I think we're kind of looked at on where we can put speed bumps too by the state, because there's a liability,
Is it a
certain
county
amount of
road?
liability there.
Kevin, is it a county road?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we also have,
I mean, you can go to the mailbox and just about get hit.
we
That's
we also
bad.
have to follow, again, like certain guidelines that are put out by the state and in relation to, even if we're not changing speed limits, if we're altering or putting up traffic control devices, okay? So that could be stop signs, slow signs, those types of things. We try to follow the state manual on when those signs are appropriate and when to use them. So there's criteria that we use to determine when that's appropriate.
There's design standards that we have to
Yeah.
follow, and Kevin can help with that as well. I mean, we certainly take a look at that. No promises that we can actually act on it, but we can look through there and.
We need something, I mean, we can walk to the mailbox, and it's on my side where I live, and you just about get hit when you go to the mailbox. You can't even go to the mailbox already safely. I mean, that's how fast they go through there.
We'll work with the highway department and the sheriff's
But
department. to take a look.
it's getting ridiculous. I mean, we sat out there and hollered, tell them slow down, and everything else. I mean, we threatened to throw rocks at them. I mean, you know, we got kids out there, we don't want to make it hurt.
We'll
Thank
certainly look at it.
Opie Wilson.
I live at 5803 and I'm the father of a 9-year-old daughter that lives out there. And the long and short of it is, if my daughter gets hit out there, you won't be calling an ambulance. You'll be calling the morgue to come and get somebody that hit my daughter. I have run down personally 2 different vehicles that's run down that road at least 80 miles an hour from the curve to the hill. And personally, I don't see how they've made it around that hill, because when you top that hill, it immediately goes into a curve. The next person that flies down that road and almost hits my child, I promise you, they will come to the hospital up here.
So,
In fact, I mean, it's ridiculous. There's no signs nowhere out through there on that road, nowhere.
signage,
No
those
way.
types of things are governed
Well,
by
The long and
state
short of it is, like I said, the
criteria.
criteria of it is, if a child gets hit out there between that area, there will be very severe consequences. I don't care about taking a ride to jail. I've been there before and I'm sure I'll go there again. But my daughter is my life. And that damn road is gonna get somebody killed. You guys need to do something about it.
We don't have the authority to just make changes to things. We don't.
Well, it don't matter. You don't.
We don't.
Something's gotta be done.
We use criteria. We will take a look at it. Just because everybody wants something, you think it's a good idea. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it is. We use a set
Are you
of
a father?
criteria.
Are you a father?
I'm not a father.
Well, if you was a father, then you'd understand what I'm saying.
That's an easy shot at me right now, right? We're not gonna have this discussion. It's for a public statement at all. You've sat down. Thank you very much. All right. No other comments. Nobody had signed up.
Okay, first item up on the agenda is the EMA Disaster Emergency Proclamation. Thank you.
How about if there's some?
So this was where we got dry, pretty dry in the county, lack of rain. And we commissioners had to make an emergency, well, I don't even want to say emergency, but a snap decision on not doing any open fires. So anyway,
City's got sugar auction.
26.
What?
Sunday?
26th of December, you thought auction?
Yes. Of December?
No, this month.
Okay.
Did I say December?
Yeah.
We'll ignore it.
And that's a burn,
Sunday, the 26th. I'm sorry.
burn ban.
I'm sorry, I got off. But anyway, we had to establish a burn ban for everybody's protection. And this here is, we just need to sign it.
I'll make a motion to accept proclamation.
I'll say,
I'll make that unanimous.
which by the way, most counties in the region was operating under the same conditions, so we were all pretty consistent.
All right, the next item up on the agenda is Highway Department, CCMG 2026. And the heater for the building quotes and stop sign placement on Slab and Reeves Road.
Just gonna touch on CCMG for 2026. Some of you know,
Jennifer, do you have those two ordinances?
that's
This bird ban.
No, for the stop sign.
just pay attention to the top part, the bottom part's still on, so to speak.
Here.
Here's the one for Reeves and Slab.
Just covers 2026 real quick. From the red up, that's what I'm gonna apply for CCMG as far as chip seal goes. That's a live spreadsheet. I can see how the grants and everything comes through. And then we'll maneuver that around for what we can do with the county budget, in-house budget, see where it goes from there. But that's what I'm gonna shoot for the 26 grant year on CCMG. And then we'll have Bridge 16, that we're gonna apply for, which is on Big Ox Road. So we'll split it, one structure, one preservation, hope for the best, is the plan. You got any concerns on that? I'm just finishing, reach out to me, we can talk about any of them. I ain't even started the grant yet, just the prep work for it, so.
Okay.
Let's see. The next thing is I've been taking quotes. I took quotes for, so talked to the council about needing the roof next year. So we got a roof quotes that are good, and we got the heater quotes that are good. I also took quotes for the storage barn, the barn directly behind our building. It's got a lot of header boards over the years. The gutters are ripped. It just needs maintenance. And gutters and ice break for the new barn. Both of those quotes came back with the contractor not really agreeing. One wanted to do it one way, and it really wasn't apples to apples, so I didn't bring them. I think I need to cipher out which one's the best way and let them rebid it, and let them requote it. So they're quoting the same thing. So I did bring the roof because they're the same, and I brought the heater, I should say. We got one from SNL, one from Miller Heating and Cooling, and one from Coomer's Heating and Cooling. So SNL, this is 250,000 BTU hanging gas heater for the new constructed building. SNL is 4,530. Miller's is 5,892. And Coomer's Heating and Cooling was 4,500. Got to see the reports.
Do you still have the money in your auction fund to do this?
Yeah, I'll talk to council. We have an auction fund we can use it out of, and I have some transfers to take it out of our budget this year. It doesn't matter one way or the other, however they want to do it.
Yeah.
We got avenues, I guess, so to speak. Yes. Community trust on that. Totally fine for another.
Well, SNL and Coomer's is close.
$30 difference.
Very competitive. You want a motion to award low bid? I'll make a motion to award the low bid to Coomer's Heating and Cooling for $4,500.
I'll second that.
I'll make that unanimous.
Yeah. You say Timbers on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, my next quote is, and I mean, this is gonna be for budget year 2026, is where I propose some money to kind of try to get it all in. So we called 3 local contractors, Fox Construction. He did come and measure, we gave him till Monday to get turned it in. He did come and measure everything, but he didn't submit a quote. J.A. Brody, Construction submitted a quote for the roof of the actual shop building, he is leaking. And, Caldwell Contracting submitted a quote too. So, J.A. Brody submitted this quote for $21,350, and this is his, I'm gonna give you this together, because I'm gonna give you what he turned in. Kind of his warranty, workmanship warranty underneath it. He turned in this book of what product he puts in. And then Caldwell Contracting was $19,500, and that's his information. And then here's the guy that measured, but he never submitted. And this doesn't have to pass tonight because I'm still working on the funding. It's just trying to get it moving.
Is there a 30-day hold on estimates or anything like that?
I asked him that, I think it holds a little budget year.
Okay.
Basically, acts like a 30-year dimensional shingle, kind of similar to what's there now.
Apples to apple comparison.
Yeah, I believe so. It's really close, you know, all of them touch different, but I think it's really close.
Is both of them offering a warranty on workmanship?
It looks like Caldwell Contracting, they're on their, paper had the Owens Corning Limited Warranty, which honestly, I haven't looked that up to see exactly what Owens Corning Limited Warranty is, but I'm sure it's wind resistance and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Probably like, if you had a big windstorm or something, then the representative come out, and they decide whether they may put on or not,
I see it.
so on and so forth, so.
Yeah, pretty close.
And like I said, this doesn't have to pass tonight, so if you want to kick around what you want to do, that's fine too.
Well, we're probably running out of time this year to get it done, so.
Well, this will be
Probably.
for budget year 26. Neither
Okay.
year's done, but this is for budget year 26, so
Oh, okay.
I'm actually ahead of the game, believe it or not.
Just want to see that front.
You need to,
I want to see that one more time.
you guys want to pay for this or no? Or do you want to go ahead and get it out of the way?
I mean, I would go ahead and make a recommendation to award the low bid to Caldwell Contracting for $19,500.
You said this is for 2026,
It is, so the budget ain't adopted, so I guess if you want to
so
go ahead and table it to contingency of my budget, then that would be fine.
It's not that I-
No, we
saying
can
it's
table
not a
that.
good idea, I just think.
Okay.
That it is not in the 25.
All right, table.
And I think what I budgeted was just barely enough, so higher than I thought it was going to be.
You agree to table?
Has a motion been made?
I'll second.
I'll make that unanimous.
I'll make a motion.
And I'll bring it back when they adopt that, so we can, which I'll be like next month or something, so.
Yes, sir.
Stop signs.
Okay. Probably doing one by one. So this is for the Kinderhook Road east of South Reeves Road, as well as Kinderhook Road west of North Reeves Road in Scott County. Kevin, if you just want to talk about your review of the
Yeah,
site
so-
location.
So that road section right there, we have a side issue coming off of North Reeves Road, looking to the east on Kinderhook, around 200, 225 feet, give or take, depending on your height and what vehicle you're in, on sight distance. I sat out there for a while, and they're definitely coming over the hill fast, and it definitely, I think, holds a merit for it. We did, not a lot of accidents reported, but probably lucky there isn't.
But you did notate some incidents, right? There was some kind
Yeah,
of.
the closest one was State Road 3 in Kinderhook.
Okay.
Towards the east.
And then neighbors almost getting, or riding lawnmowers, they have a little family compound or just
So
walking down.
MUTC ebook manual at 55 mile an hour recommends 600 feet of sight distance. We have about 225 there. So
Okay.
as far as the manual recommendation, it would meet the criteria.
And that would be, was that the 2.04, 2B.04? Sorry.
On the manual?
Yeah.
I don't have that with me.
It could also be 46-10.03.
That might be it. That's just
Okay.
not familiar.
All right.
There's one of those.
So, I mean, it's been reviewed. It looks like it meets the criteria that's contained inside the manual for traffic control devices in the state of Indiana. And Kevin's looked at the site himself and indicated that he feels like it would be a safer situation. So I think at that point, the decision to place, and my understanding is it's 2 stop signs.
Yes, it's essentially a 4-way. The roads are just offset kind of and odd.
Okay.
2 signs.
Gotcha. So it would, I think it's your all's discretion, what you want to do.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
I'll make that unanimous.
This is one reading, correct?
One is done.
One
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So, but I'll let you do the next one, and we'll talk about.
It passed unanimously. So we need an ordinance number and then signatures for everybody.
16. Ordinance number 16.
If there was a disagreement, if it was 2-1 or 1-2, or 1-2 it failed, but 2-1 to pass, we wouldn't need to do a second reading.
No,
It's a different meeting. And I want to make sure I understood this one. This is for Slab Road and Cutshaw Road. and the intersection of Slab Road and Marshall Road.
Marshfield.
Marshfield. Right. Well, then that needs to be changed. But these are for two separate four-way
Two
stops.
separate intersections.
Right, okay. Same thing, I mean, obviously with the correction for Marshfield, I think in just the top here, it is correct here. It meets the criteria. I mean, you can talk about both of these individually as well if you want.
I'll cover Marshall real quick. I think Randy had the crash report. I didn't receive it, but there's numerous crashes on it, and that is the section 2B04 as far as the crash records.
Gotcha. Okay.
Got that part. Marshfield, as far as the manual goes, going to the north, coming off Marshfield, heading to the east, like 500 feet, so it's close, but there is a lot of crash data there. And in Slab and Cutshaw, I don't think really it meets any criteria as far as side distance, besides this being a large amount of crashes at the area, for whatever reason. So
In the last,
it just,
Piggyback
besides
on.
meeting the criteria, 2B.04.
I had an accident report pulled for the last 10 years, and in the last 10 years, there's been 49 crashes.
A lot of
So-
crashes.
I think that is severe.
I agree with you, Randy.
Yeah, it's. All right. I'll make a motion.
If you would make a motion to pass it with the corrections for, I think the title says Marshall, there's another.
Oh, it does say that?
Marshfield.
No, this is Marshall.
I know, it's just this.
Oh, you're right.
We'll do a printed correction, but you can still look at that for the
Okay,
vote.
so no senses, okay. So providing that our attorney changed that to Marshfield, I'll make a motion to pass this.
I'll second.
I'll make it unanimous.
There isn't no necessarily length of time that I've found that it has to be advertised as far as starting an info four-way. But guys kind of started working on the signs yesterday. We was able to kind of recycle the old transfer station signs that we took down, cut them up, and we got our labeler or our printer going, so we're relabeling them. Made 3 different sets. This intersection will become a four-way stop, and we're just gonna have to put a date on it. So, I forgot my phone. Anybody got a calendar? You pick a date and I'll put it on there.
Do you have tracking on that for the sheriff on those signs?
Tracking device on it. Surely they don't want them. Of course, I don't know. They might. I think I'm thinking like 2 full weeks would be a good,
I would agree.
Yeah.
just say a date on there and I'll print out a date, or member will print out a date, I should say.
So, today's the 8th, you want to go to, the 22nd?
Yeah,
Or
we'll
just-
catch like 2 weekends.
Why don't we just go,
Catch 2 full weekends through.
why don't we just go to the 1st of November?
1st of November, turn it into that
Well, I'm sorry, that'd be the 3rd of November.
3rd of November.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think it's important to give a lot of advance
I
warning.
do too.
'Cause
What's
it's-
11/3 on? What
I've never
date?
known it to be a stop condition.
November, November 3rd would be Monday. The first Monday in November.
Okay.
And Kevin, you said, obviously the 2B.04 was more consistent for which of those?
Slab Road and Slab Road and Cutshaw was the 40 some odd wrecks that ran.
Okay.
There is on Marshfield too.
The other one, do you still feel like the sight line isn't?
Yeah, the sight line's tougher actually on that one than what it is where most of the crashes are. For some, that sight distance tougher on Marshfield and Slab than what it is, in my opinion, in Slab and Cutshaw, but there's a lot more crashes on Slab and Cutshaw for some reason.
Everybody's moving.
Speed.
They are really moving.
It's kind of wide open, parking
is.
lot, curves, I don't know if that gets people
Yeah.
just moving on or what. but-
Yeah, well, I think, probably the classic road right through there. I mean, more people's using it. You got higher average daily travel on that road than you would the others.
There's a lot of traffic on that road.
We may have a little things to figure out on the placement of slide and cut shaws on the church side, but we'll figure out something.
Okay.
Might be one that gets run over a little bit. We're talking about it, like the trailer turning, cutting the corner, but part of it, put it back up.
You got anything else?
That's it.
I do have one question for you.
Yeah.
When I was down at Memphis, when I saw TJ working out of the SUV.
Yeah.
Putting the belt on and stuff, it looked very awkward for him, very cumbersome, going from the SUV out, all that.
Yeah.
Do you have it in the budget or trade in the SUV for like a service truck or something like that to maybe be a little bit more
So
feasible for a mechanic?
our go is right now on the 26th budget, we have equipment purchase, and in that line item, what we're hoping to do is we have it on a mower. We're hoping to pay that mower off.
Okay.
Buy another truck, service truck that I'll drive, take my truck, make it a mechanic truck because it's an extended cab. And most time he's by himself anyway.
Yeah.
And then get my truck back into rotation, drive it for a couple of years, it goes down, to a crew. And then kind of get that. That's atypically how it was always done. At some point, we got weird vehicles.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to get back where my vehicle wouldn't be any more different than theirs. And we
I
just,
sent you the.
yeah. So our hope is to take some auction money of equipment we've sold.
Yeah.
And put a utility bed probably on my truck and make it actually good four-wheel drive service truck out of it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the Explorer, of course, we had a box van, but it was pretty cumbersome too. So is there a need for yes, it's
I was
on.
wondering why he got that, but yes.
Yeah, so, but I mean, it's easier to shoot around it than a big old box van. But, especially going into chip seal, we need we can get down the ditch and get out.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, we are working on that. There is plans on that. So we'll just have to see what the budget does. But we're gonna do something better.
Thanks, sir.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you. All right, next item up on the agenda is Visitors Commission, consideration of board appointment, replacement, and Pavilion Amphitheater.
I'd like to recommend Jessica Collier. She is the operations director at Holiday Inn Express and Hampton Inn. You probably knew that they have the same ownership now. But she is an Austin native, and will be replacing Jill Miller, who is no longer qualified to be on the board. So I've spoken with Ms. Collier, and she is very willing to serve on the board. So my recommendation to you would be to let her know that she is an addition to the Visitors Commission board. I also would like to ask you to consider possibly locating a couple of things on the courtyard. One would be a 40 by 40 synthetic ice rink, which seems like that would be a good central focus for local entertainment, but also potentially for bringing people in from outside the community. It would be a temporary structure. It could be available for whomever, whenever, but has the ability to be moved, and it's something that the Visitors Commission is seriously considering purchasing. We already have estimates for the whole operation, and we also are considering an amphitheater. That, however, would be a permanent situation. It also could be located on the courtyard, but obviously we can't move in until you say it's okay. But those are a couple of things that I would like your consideration of. And also, this is something that I actually have some paperwork on, minimal though it is. It's about the possibility, potentially, of, and it is something that the Visitors Commission has given consideration of and still is talking about, is initiating a bus to be available for the community. Again, I'm not here asking for any money. These are all things that the Visitors Commission is prepared to either fully fund or assist with the funding. And are just three things that I'd like your thoughts on at some time. The main thing tonight is for Miss Collier to be nominated as the replacement. Visitors Commission meets next week, and it would be helpful if you could give some idea as to whether you would be agreeable to locating on the square, because obviously if we're having a meeting next week and you say, no, thank you, then we have to talk about other locations. But if you are prepared to consider that option, obviously it would depend on conversations and where to actually locate these two things. But as I said, an amphitheater, which would be a permanent structure, and the synthetic ice rink, which would be removable or installable at any time.
We'll take one at a time, right? So
Yeah,
I'll
we
make a
probably should
motion
take it. So let's
For Jessica Collier.
vote on Jessica Collier first for being put on to the Visitors Commission Board.
I'll make a motion.
Adam makes a motion,
I'll second.
Greg seconds,
Is
I'll make that unanimous.
this the member that serves as a representative for hotels?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
there's,
Hampton and Holiday.
Yeah.
just making sure.
Jill Miller was with the Holiday Inn Express. She is no longer. And therefore her qualifications to be on the board.
Now, the next thing that Chris mentioned was the pavilion / amphitheater. And I believe you guys was wanting to put an office, your office onto that also. correct?
That's what we are considering doing, yes, but there's nothing actually 100% ready to go yet. It still needs to be discussed. There are certain things that will be included, and that's one of them. But that would give the opportunity to have someone there permanently to take care of whatever needed to be dealt with, whether it's people or activities or preparation for whatever events are going to take place there.
And I talked with Chris and Brandy one day there, I don't know, what's that been, about a week ago or so. And me personally, I'm fine with it. My only criteria to any of it was that me personally, I would like it to be built out of brick and match the courthouse, so it doesn't stand out as a big difference in the appearance of what is going on. So built by brick in a time period.
Obviously, you don't want an eyesore
Yeah.
out there, but then I'm sure there'd be significant input.
That was just my input on it.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of input, I think input that you'll have to get from the state historical preservation folks. So we need to run those traps to get approvals and permits to do that.
Yes.
So, but I'm I agree with Randy. I'm for that 100%. I like the idea. I like the ice rink idea. If you go to New York, if you go anywhere in Colorado, you go anywhere that's got an ice skating rink. If you go to Rupp Arena in West Kentucky, I mean, there's an ice skating rink everywhere and people use it and it's a great attraction. And I'm for that. And by the way, we've talked about trying to get county government off the square as much as possible. So we can have entrepreneurs and business utilize these buildings that we have around the square and enhance business and other opportunities. So I think this is a great step in the right direction. I appreciate what the Visitors Commission does. I know they put a lot of time and effort in brainstorming and trying to come up with things. And so I support this venture 100%. So
Are these two different things?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
As I say, the
Well,
one is.
right now, we're just talking about the,
it's just a conversation.
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
amphitheater.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding.
Amphitheater be a permanent structure on the square, on the courtyard, and the ice rink could be,
Temporary.
so right now, I'm just trying to break them all up into, so amphitheater, where are you at with that?
No, I'm good. I'm good with it all. I like y'all mentioned y'all covered everything and I'm on board.
All right, so as far as amphitheater, I think,
There's a lot of hoops we have to jump through, the historical society and all that. And there's gonna be a lot of back and forth, architectural stuff.
I'll get you those
Yeah.
contacts.
Yeah.
We can,
Yes, please.
I'll help you out.
that would be great.
so I think with the amphitheater right now, we're in agreement to proceed with looking at plans and coming up with a game plan for that.
Okay. Well, thank you
So,
very much.
and on the ice rink, where are you at with that?
What's coming up, I think it'd be a good idea for kids and everything else. Get kids up here, get families around the square, businesses and everything else. I think it'd be good.
All right, where you at?
Thank you very much.
All right, do you want to do a motion on that?
Well,
What are we gonna need to do, like insurance wise with this?
That's why I said it needs
I
to
think
be
there's a
sent,
lot,
it needs to be sent over to our agent of record to determine whether or not we even have insurance that would cover an event like that. With that many people offering kind of a.
We are
That's a nice
currently,
sorting.
we've got some feelers out right now that have more different
I mean,
insurance
I
companies
don't doubt
coming
that
to
it's
us.
a good
So,
idea.
but you just say preliminarily that we agree with what they want to do and then get some more information and go from there.
Make sure you do diligence.
All right, so,
Well, that's all I needed, really.
yeah,
I just didn't want to,
Support.
that's what we
it
need.
sounds like we're gonna try to help you make it happen.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And if you, I don't know if I assume the Visitors Commission is like under the ambit of our insurance at this point,
It's what?
under our like county insurance, our casualty insurance.
Truthfully, I don't know.
But I
because
know-
we're located over there and.
Well,
I don't know how it works.
Because at one point, they were kind of treated as a separate political subdivision
Yes.
until we took them back into the county a couple of years ago because of some SBOA guidance. I don't know if there had already been, that's why, it may be possible that there is some kind of insurance that you all have for these types of events that you would just provide us like a rider for. And we would just do that. I don't know. It could be one way or the other.
Right. I'm just not sure how that rider thing would work if it's a permanent structure on the courtyard.
Oh, I'm talking about the temporary,
Oh, okay.
the ice skating rink.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But please don't forget about the bus.
It's a good idea as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Have you guys identified a bus or anything to that nature?
I'm sorry?
Have you identified a bus?
It don't have to be that one.
Okay,
That's just an
This-
example.
example. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt our agenda here just for a quick second and go back to this ordinance. This is for the stop sign slab. This be 17, correct? All right, Sheriff Department update. Jerry, how you doing?
I'm doing good, bud. Doing good. Just want to fill you in on a couple things and get your permission on a couple things. We'll be good to go.
Okay.
First of all, I was going to talk about the speed limits on the county roads. I was actually going to bring something up about that tonight, so just for you guys, food for thought, okay? There's two ways we can slow people down, obviously. One of them is you're doing them on the slab and cut short stop signs. Okay, that's going to slow people down tremendously, you know what I'm saying? I think with that, it's going to make them roads safer. You can put a lot more stop signs out, you know what I'm saying, on the county roads, or there's another option I'm just looking into, but I want your permission before I look into it any further. And that's traffic cameras. I kind of mentioned it there. So the state of Indiana now is utilizing traffic cameras in construction zone areas to where Greg probably knows this better than anybody, where they take pictures of license plates and mail you tickets. What a proposal would be is that you'll create an ordinance. We would buy a traffic camera. We would move that around to the different county roads. People wouldn't know what road that it was going to be on. And then you would set a fine, you know what I'm saying, of whatever you think it would be. It wouldn't be anything I don't think that we could regulate with state law because it would be a county ordinance. But something that I can do some research on if you want me to. Of course, it's totally up to you guys on what you think. But that's, you're talking about slowing people down. There's a lot of speeders. And the problem we got is we don't have the manpower to put on every road. It's like she said, you know, while we're there, everybody's good as gold. There ain't nobody does anything. So, but just as soon as we leave, you know, they don't see the police car, then it's back to the way it was. And we've got that on numerous roads throughout the county. We get a lot of complaints, you know, of speeders. So that's just something for you guys to look at. Tell me what you think you want me to do. I'll proceed if you want me to. If you don't want me to, you know what I'm saying? That's totally up to you guys.
I have a question on that, and maybe you can answer. You know, how do you go about issuing a ticket to somebody when you take a picture of their license plate and somebody else may be driving their vehicle?
It goes to the vehicle. So it's the owner of the vehicle. So say that you had a vehicle license in your name and you let your kid drive it and they got it, they went through that zone at 30 miles an hour, then that ticket would go to the owner of the vehicle. Now, here's the take on it, okay? Here's what the difference is. Because it's a fine only, there's no points against your driver's license, it don't go to insurance, you know, all that kind of stuff. Then it would be, that's what makes it different to what the state law would say, because it wouldn't be reported.
So it's just a fine, it
It's
doesn't,
just a fine.
it doesn't affect your insurance.
It'd be like $30. Say you said that anybody that passes through this zone, you know, going past the speed limit, it's $30 fine. Okay, so they would snap a picture of license plate, mail it to them. These things are pretty neat. They do everything, you know, it's all self-generated. And they get a ticket, they pay it, and then whenever you got your bill, what's this? Because I know how my kids are. I'd be like, what's this here? You was driving my car, you know what I'm saying? Why was you speeding? So I think that's a great deterrent, along with the stop signs and along with speed bumps. Otherwise, you know, how do you slow people down? You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it, you know, that's been the lifelong pursuit of police agencies ever since the invention of the automobile is speed, and there's just not enough police to put at every location, you know, to be able to do.
Yeah, I don't, like the speed bumps is
I think that's a kind of different.
there's a liability there all to itself.
I know.
That-
I'm
Some
not
of the
big,
cars
I
fall
love,
apart.
I love the deterrent that you're bringing up. I would say, please investigate that.
Yeah,
dig into it,
I like
find
the
out,
camera idea.
Okay,
Because,
I will do that. I want to make sure, so if you guys weren't interested, you know what I'm saying? Because you guys would have to give me permission to even set them up.
well, and you said it, I think you said it best a while ago. I mean, we have, the county's blessed with having a lot of good roads now, right? And
Yes.
so that has increased speed. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's a good deterrent. I'd love to look at it and see what it could cost us.
I'll put together a little plan, okay?
Yeah.
And then let you
I
guys see
appreciate
it, and see what you come up with.
I
Again,
appreciate you bringing that up.
yeah, no problem. And I want to applaud you on the stop signs, because I know they're a pain in the neck, don't get me wrong, but they work. They slow people down because they can't get the speeds up between, you know, those distances. So I applaud you on that. Every stop sign that you put up in a straightaway, I applaud you on it, because it does slow people down. It creates a safer environment for the community out there.
Yeah.
So, good job
Thank you.
on that. All right. Let's go on down. Eric, was going to submit to you guys a maintenance agreement with Johnson & Johnson.
I think we signed that.
Oh, did you already sign that? That's what I was, that was, I didn't get a
It was the
copy of it.
proposal.
Johnson,
Yeah,
Johnson Controls,
Johnson for the jail, yeah.
Johnson Controls.
Thought we had.
Yeah, Johnson Controls, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, Johnson Controls, I'm sorry. So I didn't receive a copy of it, but it has been signed.
Yes.
Yeah, just send me a copy if you don't care. That way we'll keep it over there. That way when Johnson shows up, we can say
Yeah.
this is under.
I think that was signed last meeting.
Yes.
It was supposed to be, and yeah, that's, I just wanted to make sure that, so we're good on that. Okay, good deal. I don't know if, Andrew told you or not, but, I think it's been about 3 weeks ago, we had a power surge here at the county, properties. Andrew lost some computer stuff. I think we spoke to him today. We've actually, and it's getting blamed for the power surge. Who knows if it is or not, you know how this stuff works. But we've lost 2 air conditioning units, 2 IT routers, switches. I don't know what that is, I'm not an IT guy. And then we just had to have some freezer components replaced just yesterday. And it's all been attributed to the power surge that hit. So I'm not sure if Andrew brought that up to you yet, but just
I haven't-
for information, we got some stuff that's happened because of it. So for what it's worth, you know what I'm saying, you know what it is. So now,
We'll reach out to him and,
yeah,
yeah.
see what it says. And like I said, I know it's like, well, you know, will insurance cover this, but there's not enough cost, you know what I'm saying, obviously to turn it in for insurance, in my opinion. Of course, that's something you guys want to do.
Well, I mean, I think at the moment, even if we did turn it to insurance, that means we still have to pay for it.
Yeah,
It would come out of the fund that was created to be managed by the TPA.
just a heads up on that, you know what I'm saying, so you
Okay.
know, cause I'll be shipping a bill over to you for the compressor, the freezer stuff. We've got some other freezers over there. We was storing all the food in those other freezers till we get this fixed, so that they were able to get it fixed. We was happy about that, so having to put a whole new, you know, freezer component in, so. Worked out good for us. Next thing, I'm going to, asking you, actually to sign an agreement to, buy a car. I've got the bids here, and it's all set on a specific standard. And I heard him mention something about apples to apples, oranges to oranges. What we do is we submit the bid of the vehicle we want to the car company. That's including the upfit. Okay, that's lights, sirens, and all that stuff. Yeah, that way, one car company can't come and say, well, yeah, we'll do that $30,000. Another one's, you know, it's all on the same page. Everybody's got the same equipment list, that to happen. So we did that. I got 3 different bids. Actually, I got 4 bids. The 4th one was in Seymour. They didn't want to participate in it. They said they didn't want to bid on it. So, but I got one from the Bachman Auto Group, Southern Indiana. It was $60,450.93. I got one from the Community Motors in Bloomington, Indiana. The total cost on that one was $62,105.08. And I got on, John Jones gave me a bid of $59,119.50. Now, this is for a 2025 Dodge Durango all-wheel drive police pursuit vehicle. And I've got this is on John Jones, that's the actual bid sheet that we asked for, you know, what it has to have, the equipment that it has to have. So that's the way that you know that it's all the same bids and same information. I want to submit that to you, Randy, you guys, give me permission. I got a sheet for you to sign. I'll send it straight back to John Jones. We'll get it. Now, I've also spoke with Jennifer about this. We do have $98,000 in our sheriff's car line item. So you guys just need to give me the permission to purchase it.
I will say that one thing, you know, not that I'm not saying you don't have the money or the money is not available, but I wouldn't know. I mean, is that,
There is $98,993 left. And what's been taken out was the radios that were
you know,
purchased.
and I'm not trying to feel kind of odd here, Sheriff, because I think that we have what's essentially an agreement that's been reduced to writing about vehicles or contains some provisions regarding vehicles. I would request to just table this for right now, because I think part of the agreement was that we obviously would want to discuss with you updating the fleet. But if there are, say, for instance, older vehicles,
I made an agreement to 2-for-1, so what we do is every new one we get, I can probably get rid of 2. That's
okay,
the original, you know what I'm saying, thing we come up with.
can we get if we can get if you're not using them, I don't know, if they're not
We're
like
using,
instant.
yeah, we're using.
I'm not saying you're not using them, but I don't wanna, if we could get the VIN information for the vehicles that you would like us to, put up for auction and or divest of,
Mhm.
I think that would help us make sure that we're upgrading the fleet and get you the vehicle that you want. But I think we need to also consider that point. If you're telling us that you want to do this as a purchase.
That's what it is, a purchase.
Okay.
That's what I say, that it's not gonna be a lease agreement. This is gonna be a purchase. I'm gonna pay straight out.
I understand that part. I mean, if you're wanting to add a vehicle to the fleet, I think part of our understanding was that we would have an opportunity to talk about a reduction in the fleet that already exists, and we would pull first from vehicles that were older and maybe
Right.
needed to get.
Absolutely, we're on the same page. However, the issue is this though, and on the tabling of it, because it was in the court order, I had 140-some thousand, and the problem I got is every week that I wait, I'm pushed back 3 weeks from getting the vehicle, because they're so much in demand.
Well, it was in the court order that the money was in the fund. It's in the court order that, again, that if we were talking about vehicle purchases, that we would communicate about good faith measures to trade in one for 2. If you can, all I'm asking for is the information on the 2 vehicles that you expect us to trade out.
Okay, I get that, but here
And I can
again,
do that.
I get that, I see what you're saying. But, you know, am I going to wait another month? Because if I wait another month, I'm gonna be 6 months out there.
We have another meeting next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll submit that to Randy. for you.
That'd be fine. I just want to make sure that again, I feel weird here because
Right, yeah.
I'm not saying we don't have an agreement. I'm just saying that part of that agreement implies some type of communication between this board, you, county council about, well, I think that part is just with us. Has to do with just with us, which is kind of communicating about how we're going to do these purchases and or trade-ins simultaneously. I'd be happy to get any information that you want to give me if we can just get the vehicles. That way, we could try to get them up on like a Gov Deals auction or whatever else you all want to do related to that. I think that was part of, and I think you're trying to comply with the agreement. I think we are too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I want you to be aware that they're so far backed up. You see what I'm saying? That it's like, when you wait a day, it's like they put 10 other people in your place and you've got to wait a day.
Well, we have a meeting in 7 days, and I didn't know anything about this until just now.
Okay, it was put out for bid, you know what I'm saying? Everything.
But nobody communicated to me or my clients that you would be asking to purchase. I'm not saying that you did not go out. Nobody said, hey, we're gonna be bidding this. These are the 2 vehicles that we're thinking about trading in. We're gonna have this for you guys at your October 8th meeting. Even if somebody had said that like 48 hours ago, I would at least know before walking in.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that, you know what I'm saying? Not at all. But just for the record, okay, I feel like I'm living within the agreement that was given to me by, you know what I'm saying? Because they put the money for that and we discussed doing that. And I think that you guys are the ones that has the authority to tell me whether to buy or not buy a car. And I'm not arguing with you, Zach, I'm just getting you know what I'm saying, the parameters of it.
Let me, hang on 1 second. And this is why I feel kind of weird, because your attorney's not here, you know, I don't want to like discuss that exactly. Huh.
I know that in the mediation, we discussed that I would rent 2 cars for every car is purchased.
Yeah, I know, I'm trying to find the actual language of that.
Is this gonna be a decal or non-decal?
A what?
Decal or?
Yeah, it's a fully marked vehicle. But it may be a semi-marked, but it's a police car, not a
Okay.
detective's car.
I thought I remembered a detective's car, but I hadn't heard about fully marked, so that's why I was.
Yeah, well, it may be a detective's car. You know, what I do is I gotta go through the fleet, see what we're getting rid of compared to what we got, so.
Yeah.
All right, so. Yeah, so in paragraph 12, it says the parties agree to work in good faith to address issues concerning fleet vehicles currently maintained by the sheriff's office and owned by the county with the expectation that all such discussions shall be directed toward achieving the mutual goals of reducing the total number of vehicles while at the same time providing newer and safer vehicles to the sheriff's office and its employees. I am not saying that you're not complying with that term. I'm just saying that part of the agreement was that we want to update the fleet. We want you to be able to use the funds that were court ordered. We understand that. We understand we're the person that would sign off on this purchase, and we're not telling you no. But part of the expectation was that we would reduce the total number of vehicles.
I agree with that. There's no, you know what I'm saying about it?
If you'll send us the information on the vehicles that you want to trade
I have
in,
no issue
then
doing that. I
then
have no issue with doing that. If
Then
I'd known that we needed that, I would have done it tonight, but I'm just following the protocol that I thought that, you know what I'm
I
saying?
get it.
Something else.
Not a criticism.
Yeah, no, I know, I'm not arguing.
On October 15th, at our next scheduled regular meeting,
I'll have those 2
we will,
vehicles.
consider the proposal.
Okay,
I think it's a win-win that we're finally they're agreeing, you know what I'm saying, that I've got to have some vehicles.
I don't dispute that. I'm not here to, I want your officer driving safe vehicles that are up to
We're
date.
good, we're good, we're good.
so on another note, on another vehicle, I believe you was wanting an undercover car that you was,
We just need to make a trade.
yes. And that's no finances, you're
It's
trading
just
one
really
in
just trading.
and you're getting one.
It's one for one trading, and yeah.
There's no, is there any?
So no money comes out of any account.
No.
You're just trading in a vehicle.
Yeah, what we
And
do
it's-
is
it's a
we take the
one-for-one.
car, we got the title that you guys will sign, and we take the car to a car dealer and say, here's my car, tell me what you're gonna give me for this car, and then we just jump in and trade.
And that's what I was.
That's,
yeah,
a-
the
So
conversation.
that's the conversation,
yes. I mean, I'm,
So,
that to me, I feel like is fully within the spirit of the agreement. I'm have no issue with it.
so I'm gonna ask that I can sign the title outside of the meeting because obviously it's an undercover vehicle.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, give you the
I'll say.
authority, yeah.
All right, I'll make that unanimous. So as soon as you get that, let me know.
Okay, I'll get it to you immediately, so we can get.
Just
this
call me and
done.
I'll come to your office and sign.
Fine, brother, I'll meet you wherever you want to.
All right.
I think that's it, unless you guys have any other questions on cars. Yes, sir.
Not cars, Morgan contract.
Mhm.
I think council meeting, there was something mentioned that you were gonna work on it. I don't know, I thought I heard that, but is there any update on that?
Yeah, I've already reached out to Morgan's CFO, CEO, Louis Scotsphone, and we're in the process of getting that done. They're getting ready to mail us a check, I think, for the I hate to say the exact number, because I know I'll tell you wrong, but it's over $100,000 you can ready to send us for a deputy, so.
Yeah, I was
They've
making,
done that every year.
yeah, contract, just wanna make sure it was in the process or if it was, soon to be done. So.
Do you want us to?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
I just wanted to make sure,
That was next.
because you said that was it.
No, it's not about the cars.
All right. So I did receive a request from the sheriff, for, the authorization for a, credit card for the commissary account. It would be, issued to the sheriff's office for the commissary account, and the sheriff would, comply with ordinance 2025 OR3. insofar as that ordinance is not inconsistent with the sheriff's statutory authority in regards to permitted purchases from the Scott County Commissary Fund. Sorry. And again, I think this just goes back to,
It's a state board of accounts request. What happens? We've got a
you don't
debit
have to
card.
go, you don't have to go.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just a switch of cards.
So we've had a couple other requests like this year from different elected officials. We did adopt a new ordinance this year for addressing some concerns regarding internal controls for the use of certain credit cards.
P card.
Yeah, the P card was a separate one, but we had I think it was the prosecutor's office, auditor's office, maybe, I don't want to mislist them. Oh, Highway Department, Visitors Commission, EMS Department. And I think there was a separate one that came in from somewhere else, but I would say basically that the sheriff, much like other elected officials, does need a credit card, and it would specifically be for the commissary account. And again, those are accounts that he would agree, he provides updates to the county council. But we also have an ordinance that involves kind of internal controls with how that credit card is used.
And this is all within state board accounts, the way they wanted us to do it.
Correct.
Okay. So I'll accept the motion.
I'll make a motion.
Just for knowledge on it, you know what I'm saying? What I'm being told, the reason why they want us to get a credit card is because there's that safety balance, like there's so many people getting their debit cards.
Credit cards are
now.
safer in general from fraud and other things.
Right.
So that's true.
A second.
All right. I'll make that unanimous, and this is gonna be 18?
Yes.
Yes.
Zach, there was two of those, one was a resolution, one was an ordinance.
The ordinance was just so you had a copy of what we had adopted previously for the internal controls.
Okay.
Obviously, it was not the signed version. The signed version is in Jennifer's office, but we've already adopted, that's countywide. That's for everybody who gets a credit card.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure you had that before.
Yeah, okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't something specific to us. Okay. The very last thing that I got is something that you guys are gonna have to help me decide what you want to do, okay? And that is, and I'll let Randy was down here so you can. So here's the issues we got. And the jail belongs to the commissioners. Everybody knows that. Okay, I don't think that's beyond any dispute, you know what I'm saying? I rent it for as long as I'm the sheriff. I've got control of what happens in the jail, but the building facilities itself actually belongs to the commissioners. Okay, so we have went round and round on this for the last 8 years about, does the money for the maintenance of the jail need to go in the sheriff's budget, or does the money for the maintenance of the jail need to go into Eric's? So here's the issue we got with that, okay? We had $30,000 in an account for maintenance. That was an emergency 30,000 that we had. Because of the fact like this here, the freezers and stuff like that, we can't wait to get the permission. Anything else, I always talk to Randy, you guys, you know what I'm saying, what we upgrade, downgrade, whatever it is, it's done. Okay? We have to maintain the jail. That's the thing. I just want you guys to help me decide, or help the council decide actually, who needs to be in control of that? Because now it's it's a mess.
I think the jail maintenance, I'm not gonna tell the council where to put the money. I think they can do that, but if I had to say, are you talking about for 2026?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And then even 2025, even this year, see, there was no
well,
money for it.
what I would say is there is an agreement about a total sheriff's budget as to 2025.
Mhm.
We've, I'm not gonna discuss
Yeah, I get that.
ongoing
No,
issues.
absolutely.
I think that if you were to put a request in to the county council, they would transfer funds within your budget to an appropriate line to do what you need to do. I don't disagree with you at all that maintenance of the jail is important. We're required to maintain a jail for the county. We are.
Right.
Don't dispute that. Where that comes from, I think that has been, you're right, kind of an ongoing issue. If in 2026, I believe the safest thing for you is to request it within your own budget. Okay? Just so there's no more misconception about,
The issue that we have is, this is where it poses the issue, you very well know budgets, okay? Is that I got a very tight budget. I'm very frugal with what we do, okay? And whenever I'm budgeting for what I need, I don't budget that extra, it's usually on the average of $100,000 to $150,000 a year maintenance is what it is. So, I either budget that or I don't budget it, that's the only issue.
I guess my point of view would be that, yes, we're required to maintain it. It is titled in our name, but as the sheriff, you're probably the best suited to determine what amount you would need for that maintenance. And probably the best suited to determine when to disperse it during the year to make the change or make the fixes or adjustments or things that you need. That's why I'm saying I think it should be in your budget. I don't think that we're competent, nor again, I'm trying to avoid a dispute that does not need to happen.
Right, yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's the same, that's why I'm trying to, that's why I'm asking. I'm just trying to avoid a dispute, you see what I'm saying? Because, see, some of the
And
money.
wouldn't it come out of, is it lit special purpose or is
Yes.
it, lit special purpose is only jail, right?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like it should probably be within the sheriff's budget, within lit special purpose. That's just my feeling.
I don't disagree with you at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. Problem we got is like I said, some of like the maintenance contracts, you guys are, because you guys sign for everything, so that's what confuses me.
Yeah, that's different. That's a separate set of statutes that was recently enacted since you've been in office.
Mhm.
You and I have had discussions about, there's some case law out there that came out that had to do with,
No, I'm talking about like for the generators and that kind of stuff. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not
yeah.
talking about the
No.
in-house stuff, yeah.
we execute contracts for the entire county.
Right.
Because that case came out involving a sheriff's office that had an appropriated amount of money for a medical contract. And the sheriff wanted to execute it. I think he signed it. The commissioners in that county said that they'd never given him the authority to sign it. I actually think they voted prior to him signing it not to sign it. And Court of Appeals came out and said that the sheriff had the authority to do that. Since that date, the legislature has gone in and changed the statutes on the execution of contracts for county entities.
Yeah, I get that. I know that. But what I'm trying to say is this, and you're right.
The new set of statutes makes it clear that we, as the county commissioners, are to review all contracts for all elected officials and department heads. It's not that we necessarily have the authority to say, don't go do it, Sheriff.
We're not disagreeing.
We just get an opportunity to review them
Right.
and kind of say,
No, I get that.
makes sense.
Here's
right?
what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say though is this, and you're exactly right. I totally agree with you, Zach. The only thing I'm asking is because of the money's amount, because if I need to budget for those maintenance agreements, then I need to ask for more money. Does that make sense? I agree with the contract. So no, you're right on. I'm just saying, do you guys pay for that then? Like for the maintenance, just the general maintenance, just like we talked about Johnson Controls, which is like a yearly contract or be whatever it is. So does that come from, because now it's coming from you guys.
The Johnson Controls.
No, I'm just using that as an example. You see what I'm saying? But like the generator maintenance for generation, the generators.
Okay.
That does it. So you guys pay for that. It's maintenance, it's county property. You guys pay for that. What I'm asking is, and I'm not disputing any kind of contract. I'm saying that who needs to pony up the money? Should that come to me? Should I need to tell the council that on the suggestion of?
I think if we're talking about jail maintenance specifically, not like generators that apply across the county, then I think lit special purpose is the location within the budget. And that is normally something that is within the sheriff's office budget.
Okay. And it's not been though. That's why that's part of the confusion, you know what I'm saying? It's no big deal.
I can only sit here and make generalized recommendations and statements. I don't get to vote on anything. I don't get to
No,
set a budget. We don't get to set a budget.
Here's what I'm asking you.
They're asking us to set budgets on things. I understand. I mean, I get it, but I just feel like
Is it okay if I say this?
Yeah.
Let me ask you.
you can say whatever you want.
Well, I'm gonna say that I spoke to the commissioners, and this is what they agreed upon. If it's any contract maintenance or any services or maintenance that happens to the jail or sheriff's office related items as like the jail, then I need to be the one to submit that in my budget for the repairs and for the maintenance contracts. That's all I'm asking. If not, you see what I'm saying, then
So I don't speak for the commissioners. I'm just giving
Right.
my take. You guys, if you've heard what he said, you can comment.
I mean, I think you said it, it's lit, special purpose.
It's for the jail.
There's a,
Okay. So,
that will alleviate a lot of confusion, man, I'm telling you, Will.
okay. So I mean, I'm just saying
No, it's all right, I'm
What
just gonna
hour-
say Zach Stewart said.
what our recommend, I mean, again, like,
No, I get, no,
I
I
would tell them the same thing. I would say like, I can sit up here and say, you know, I think this is, you know, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't hope that this would happen, but I could sit up here and say, this is illegal, this is legal, right? They can tell me, we're gonna do it, okay? I would say probably the same thing to the county council. Like anything that I say up here, anything that you guys say up here, right? I mean, I'm not the one that gets to budget. That's them. So I can agree with you in spirit that I think it should come from the lit special purpose, but that's, if they put it there, they did. If they didn't,
When I say it's irrelevant, it's the council.
yeah, I mean, and we'll just keep trying to work with you guys.
But that's the reason why, and I, you are, and I appreciate that. I'm just trying to figure out where if I need to ask for money, if I don't need to ask for money. That's the only reason I'm asking.
I would go ask for the money.
Ask for it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's just me.
You hear that, John? You hear that, John?
and you're not, I mean, you're not wrong. It is confusing.
Yeah,
It always has been.
because some of the bills are paid, some of them aren't. Did he pay? Yeah, it's been a mess. We've been trying to get it straightened up. So that's one problem. If we get it straightened up this time around, it'll make a lot of less headaches in the future.
Absolutely.
Even when I'm gone, it's going, because it's been way before I got here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry.
no,
I'm not trying to confuse anything or like.
No, you're good. I agree on contract, but I mistook, you mistook what I was saying. I didn't explain to you well enough what I was trying to get to, so I just.
Well, sometimes the legislature changes things and, you know, we find out a little late, so.
Yeah, I get that. So my question is this, and I'm done. I'm gonna go ahead and forward on the traffic camera study. And I'll get that done. He'll get that turned in. Okay? You see what you guys think.
And that,
All right.
And we'll
and
get
the two
some-
vehicles.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
get you,
2 for 1, yeah.
and we'll get you set up next week for,
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Mhm. As soon as you get your vehicle, you give me a call.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see y'all. Thank you.
And Sheriff, if you need a copy of the resolution for the credit card, Jennifer can send that. to
I'll
you.
send it tomorrow.
Yeah, I sure will.
Yeah, just send it to me. And I gotta say this, I gotta give hats off to Jennifer. I know she gets a lot of crap, but she's trying. She works with us on a regular basis. When we have issues, we sit down and we figure them out. And I tell you, that goes a long way. And I'm telling you, I want to pat her on the back. Because we make mistakes, she makes mistakes, everybody here makes mistakes. You know, and she is bold enough to stand up and say, hey, listen, I've made a mistake, let's work this out. And we do the same thing, and that works out very well. And I want to say thank you, Jennifer,
Thank you.
for being, you know what I'm saying, easy to work with and being able to get those things done. All right?
Well, and on that note, real quick, basically the only people who don't make mistakes are the people who ain't doing anything.
There you go.
That's for sure.
But I wanted to say that because I do appreciate you more than what you do.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Redevelopment Commission quit claim deed for the Just property. Just property is our property located around Austin Tri-Hawk.
Yeah, I think what that agreement actually is what we had talked about a few meetings back now. I guess it's probably down about 3 or 4 now, I guess, at least.
Can I see that?
Yes, sir.
Time seems
I have a
kind of warp speed lately.
I have a question about that. So I know that Austin Trihawk was wanting some property, may or may not be wanting property. I mean, we've always heard they did, but they've never came forward and talked to us. And basically, I think they wanted us to hold the property for them so they wouldn't get the taxes, but
I mean,
it's never came through. It's never came through. But
So I'm almost 3 years in and I've never had a conversation. How many years? I mean,
I'm
you've got a
5
few
years in,
on
I
yours.
haven't had a conversation.
Well,
I went out there, when I was asked to go out there a month and a half, 2 months ago. I forget when I called you. Maybe it'd been 3 months at this point. And sit down with Mr. Ritchie and we talked about it. He said he had talked a few years ago with someone. I don't remember who it
You
was.
spoke with me.
And he was wanting to restart that, but also he thought that there was an agreement in place already, but didn't know if he could find it if his attorneys had it.
So,
But he was interested for future development expansion of Trihawk.
yeah, so, I'll do like, I'm gonna kind of break this down a couple different ways. I mean, I think that I did speak with Mr. Ritchie within the last week. And, I mean, I have asked for copies of, if one exists, some type of agreement that the county made when either they acquired that property or when they created did Trihawk buy a piece of that property from the county previously? Is that how that worked?
Yes.
So I've looked for, because there's this generalized statement that, well, the county agreed that Trihawk would have, let's call it like a right of first refusal, okay, on the adjacent county property. So basically, we would go to Trihawk first and say, do you guys want this? We're thinking about, selling it or whatever, and we're thinking about selling it for X dollars. Do you want to purchase this? Okay. And if they said no, then right, you've done what the right of first refusal required, but they did want their first bite at the apple, let's say. I've never seen an agreement with that restrictive covenant or language in the agreement that says that. I mean, and generally, transfers of real property must be done by written agreement. It is one of the few types of transfers that must be done by written agreement. The statute of frauds prohibits, it's a doctrine, it's not a statute, but the doctrine prohibits transfers of real property by handshake, okay? Or the word of mouth, they're just saying, okay, I agree with this, okay? The idea being that after maybe property sits there for a long period of time, somebody leaves, passes away, you don't really know who owned it. It's all got to be done in writing, every piece of it. Any subset agreements, it's all going to be in writing. I don't have any, okay? I did have a conversation with Mr. Ritchie. I understand he's looking for those. The one thing I would say is we're quit claiming the property to the Scott County Redevelopment Commission. I almost said corporation, commission. It is a part of our political subdivision. We're not, divesting the county's interest in the property. We're just kind of turning the reins over to the Redevelopment Commission to start looking at avenues for uses for this property. I think it's probably important that Trihawk is involved in those conversations if they truly are interested. And I think the Redevelopment Commission, would probably entertain, some type of interest by Trihawk for either a portion or some of or all of that property. I think Trihawk's been a very positive, business here in the county. And I think we want to keep up that relationship, but at the same time, I don't necessarily know. I think there's a lot of concern that this agreement somehow takes them out of the running or something. You know, one, but two, that there's some kind of prohibition that exists against us doing this.
Yeah, and I think
Okay.
that's part of the problem with other people. I'm sorry, Adam, but if you're out there negotiating, I
No, I wasn't
don't-
negotiating.
I don't know if you understand
I wasn't negotiating at all. It was just, it was
what
brought
is
up.
going on.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It was, I was asking, looking for an agreement if there was one.
but what I'm saying is, the problem with that is when you get other people involved and the stories get, you know, kind of misaligned on what is actually going on. I can tell you that, again, since I've been on this board, I've never seen an agreement. I've heard about that. I've
Yeah.
heard about it, and Randy and I has actually talked about it. He's not heard of anything. From a redevelopment standpoint, I'm going to say this, when it comes to Trahawk, yes, we're very open to working with them. Our goal overall is to work with an investor and contractors to actually build an industrial area out there. You know, our goal all along is when we look down 62 in Clark County and you see River Ridge out there that's, you know, just exploded with different businesses and such, we believe that we have a better infrastructure than what River Ridge has to offer. We have from a transportation, from utilities, from across the board, that we have, quite frankly, a better area to start an industrial area than some of the places that have already taken place. And it's very competitive, and I think that we hold an edge in those areas. When it comes to Trahawk being a part of that, they're a longtime partner. We've always recognized that on redevelopment. And if we can, you know, cut them a piece out and work with them in some way, we're going to do that. But when it comes to these things, well, there was an agreement, there was this.
Well,
I've never seen an agreement with Trahawk. I've talked to Mike about it. He said there was conversation. That's it.
And I acknowledge that there was a conversation between Mr. Ritchie and myself, but at the time, basically I said, you know, the commissioners are interested in whether or not Trahawk wants to do something with this property, or, you know, or we're thinking about doing something, like, what do you want us to do? And they said that they were interested. I don't dispute that.
Yeah.
They said that, obviously they had to, take it through their corporate office, and they,
Overseas and all that.
I think they referred me to an attorney at one point. We had some discussions, and then I never heard anything after that.
Keep in mind, there's a commissioner meeting, damn near every other week. Nobody's came into this meeting.
Yeah.
There's redevelopment meetings that we schedule. Nobody's come into those meetings. So it's just hard for us to work with somebody who, I mean, it's like a ghost. I mean, we hear these things, but we've never had anybody come in here and approach us with doing business with us.
I should put a big sign for sale on the other side of the street and see if that motivates them.
So I have a quick question. First off, I want to say I'm 100% behind this.
Yeah, I am too now. No, that,
But let's say,
Real quick, I'm not saying like for or against it. I'm just trying to give a rundown of my belief, one, about contractual agreements involving transfers of real property, and then two, just kind of a background of what's gone on, and then also just kind of maybe a summary of what I think the agreement does versus what it doesn't do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's this concern, like, that we're selling this property tonight to somebody for $10, right? That's not happening. We're transferring the property to the redevelopment commission. That's a Scott County entity. Who's on the board?
Myself and Greg, John Collins,
Brad
Gil
Stotts.
Baker, and Brad Stotts.
Yeah.
So,
Can I
Explain
speak
better,
on this
yeah.
for just a second, see if I can help you?
oh, no, now I understand. Yeah.
Okay, what our thought was, the reason we asked for the transfer, if somebody else like Trahawk You know, if Tri-Hawk wants to get a piece of property, we're gonna sell it to them.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, here's my question. At that point, who gets the money?
It goes to, well, it would be in redevelopment, but redevelopment can use money for a lot of different things.
Right, but I mean, so if Tri-Hawk purchase, so let's say they decide they want 30 acres.
Okay,
And I'm just picking them.
right.
Let's say they want 30 acres. So they purchase the 30 acres, so redevelopment gets that money.
And if you need some of it for whatever, you ask redevelopment, just like everybody else does.
I mean,
And we're fairly broad on what that money can be used for.
my only concern is.
And you control the board. Always remember that. You guys control that board. You can't make me not tell you no, but you can replace me on that board.
Well, yeah,
Guys, it's that simple.
but
Uh,
the county being in the financial shape that the county's in.
Yep.
I worry about that. If we're gonna turn around and just give you land for $10 and we're giving away the amount of money that we could be putting back into what we need to, I mean, because right now we need money for, fixing up the city hall. And so I guess what I am trying to get at, I would like to reach out and give them a chance to come in here at the next meeting.
Randy, they've had a chance for the last 3 years.
Let's just
But
exhaust this avenue. I would like them to come in and tell us whether or not they want it, and that's it. If they want it, we could use that money to fix up City Hall or do the changes.
Or maybe you can't. Or maybe you can't.
Maybe I can't.
Right. I mean, the council, there's.
Well, I
guarantee
don't,
they're
you're
gonna
right. I don't
give
know
you
what the
anything.
council's right.
That's,
But I'm
that's
trying to
the thing.
provide money. I don't want to just give away.
You're not. I mean, it's investing in, this is investment in Scott County. like no other.
redevelopment.
I mean, this
is
is.
a long-term investment for the county. Greg can probably explain this way better than I can. But the actual purpose of redevelopment is not to see how much money we can give away. It's to invest that money into, if we sell that 30 acres, then we can take that money and develop, say, another 20 or 30 acres of that with, say, maybe a building on it or something. One thing that we do have is we are a bonding authority. So if say Tri-Hawk comes to us and says, guys, we want 30 acres of that. If they can show me they're planning on using 30 acres of that, I want to bond that for them, because to keep redevelopment alive, we have to do bonds for people. That's how we would raise our money. To move that to redevelopment, the only thing you're doing right now, if Lockheed Martin would come to us and say, guys, I want to build this factory. Here's our plan, here's our financial structure, but we want you to bond it. You're looking at a 6-month process probably by the time we can get through you guys, get through council, get through bonding. You're a 6-month, 8-month project. Lockheed Martin's gonna have their new factory built in E-Town, Kentucky, while we're sitting here trying to get through this stuff.
No, I can
That's
understand.
the problem with waiting.
Yeah.
And then that's, I said I was 100% behind it. I just,
Redevelopment's an entirely different animal. than
It
what we're-
is. And it's kind of, it's hard to understand it.
I mean,
It's hard to
this
get
is the way I look at it. We got this property, we've been sitting on this property. Nobody's done anything with this property other than try hard.
until we start trying.
It's not going nowhere. I mean, and I want to see it being used. And this is the best way to do it, is to go through redevelopment and get it done.
Which, by the way, we've had a substantial investment already in this property.
Absolutely.
And like I say, I'm for that.
When it comes to survey, geotechnical work, wetland delineation work, I mean, we've spent quite a bit of money already up front. But those are the things that we had to do up front to market it in a way
Yep.
that investors know what they have
Yeah.
before they can build
That,
it.
that ground has sat there for 30 years. That all
But we're
should
talking-
have been done 30 years ago.
What I'm talking about is there's a 174 acres here.
Give or take, yeah.
All right, and what I'm saying is if Austin Trihawk says that they want 30 acres, and again, I don't know.
But some of it
Let's
is
say if they want
wetland
30
you
acres,
can't use.
then I'm ready to give you, you know,
We have,
140.
we have,
acres.
well, there's really only nearly 80 acres that's buildable.
Yeah.
That's usable land. The rest of
I
it's
just-
underwater.
I want to do it. I want to give you guys property. I don't care about that. Me personally, I just want to make sure that I don't give it to you and then turn around. Austin Trihawk says, well, we want 30 acres. And that's 30. How much are we going for an acre industrial? It's 20,000 at least. So, huh? At least. So, and that's money that we could be using to fix what we need, our shortcoming. Again, providing that the council agrees to do that. So that's not 100% yet either. And
And again, it's
Just
just the
wait
same
a week.
stuff that we talked about in here last night. That's money that's coming in and it's gonna run right out. And we don't know that it's actually gonna go to those areas.
If we don't reinvest it,
I mean, we know from a redevelopment side where that money's gonna go every time. We're 100% committed on reinvesting back into that property.
well, I mean, are we,
So that
is
money
this
that we
something
would
that has to
take,
be
we
done
could
before 15?
keep in mind that even if we was to sell acreage to Trihawk, the money that we take there also pays for more infrastructure work, whether it's, running more utilities, more pavement, whatever the needs are out there. That also allows us to continue to invest out there in ways that we have to market that property.
So you're looking at
we're waiting on
throwing
the
that
deal
money,
right now
if
for
Trihawk
all this
wants to
to
throw that
happen
money back
that we've
into it
been waiting on.
to reinvest into the
Greg,
property.
Right.
how long have we been waiting on that deal? 6 months? Right now, just waiting for this to happen?
Yeah.
And I think we're unanimous on our board that we're ready to move forward. And that's why I come to you guys in the first place with this. It's just trying to speed up the process. That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, and there, of course, there's our group that's met with, investors and builders and such, but, we gotta look at it like this too. And this is something that falls on this board. We've got a lot of building going on in Scott County, Scottsburg and Austin. So, we have to parlay that with potential investment in industry here of some sort. We got to continue to put assets to work and make them viable. Right now, I think it's just,
Well,
for many years, we haven't done that. And we got to start using redevelopment for what it was established for, because it's getting ready to go away. That's the urgency also.
29
So-
last payroll. And both cities are doing a phenomenal job right now in the housing end of it. And one of our major problems for industry in Scott County has always been a lack of residents to fill the jobs. I believe both cities are working on fixing that problem. So I think we're just looking more and more and more attractive to industry.
You got to look. We've said in here tonight early on, Chris brought up 2 fantastic ideas. We're starting to try to move into a direction that starts to bring people in. The problem of it is, I don't want to disclose, but I've had conversations with people who run industry here in Scottsburg or Austin that would love to have more executives here.
Yeah.
But they don't stay here
And the
because
cities are
their
working.
families are limited to the assets that they would like to use. And so we have, and then you parlay that into the professional folks that are moving in, they're not. So we have to be able to have stuff in this county that folks are looking at it saying, that's attractive enough for us to bring our families there. Not only spend their money here, but also go to school here and buy houses here. And we have to start doing some things and put stuff in place that is more attractive for those things to happen. But the industry side is someplace right now that we can make a difference. And working with the visitors.
I agree
and working with you.
I understand.
I mean, I know I've beat this drum ever since I've been elected.
Yeah.
And here,
But
and we're still doing it.
I understand it, and I want to help the redevelopment by giving him this. But there's another side of it. I'm not only giving you land. If they turn around and buy that, I'm also giving you $750,000. If they buy 30 acres at $25,000 an acre.
Again, it's an investment back into the infrastructure of that property.
I'm just saying it's a lot to think about. I'm all about helping, but I know $750,000 we could really use right now. You're on the council, John. Am I wrong?
What's that?
Do we not really need $750,000 right now?
We need money.
And I don't think redevelopment will give us the money to do anything that we're gonna be doing. I don't think it meets that criteria,
Well,
right?
Sadly.
No.
Nobody willing to, and this ain't to knock anybody that's ever been on that board, John, but that board has never tried to push the true purpose of that board. And we've got a board right now that absolutely work ourselves to death trying to bring stuff up there. I've been on that board 2 years. Tri-Hawks never come out there and talked to us or called us and said, hey, guys, and 3 years ago, Mike Jones was working with them, actively trying to sell them. I think it was 10 acres. And the communications just stopped.
And we've had meetings on site, even out there.
Many meetings on site.
Has approached us.
And
And keep in mind,
I agree.
we've had survey, again, I've talked about
They-
all the upfront work we've done. We've had surveyors out there. We've had people doing geotechnical borings. Has anybody approached them? The answer is no.
I know, I understand. And like I said, I've been on this board for 5 years. They've not come and approached us. But I also know as soon as you get rid of something, somebody always says, I want it.
well,
So
they need
what I'm asking,
to come deal with us. If they want to, they need to come deal with
Yeah, I
us.
mean,
I'm just
obviously,
asking
we want to be good stewards to the people who's
Absolutely.
invested in Scott County, and we will continue.
can we
to do
not
that.
wait till the 15th to give you an answer? Just 1 week?
You can wait forever. I mean, it's the
No, I
ball's in
mean,
your court.
I just want to reach out to them and say, hey, look, we're going to get rid of this property. If you want it, here's your chance to come in here and tell us you're going to purchase it.
From what Zach just explained, the way I understood it, we're still gonna be within the county entity. We are deeding it over to them, so that way they can look into potential investments. From what I'm understanding, if Tri-Hawk is wanting, they will still be good stewards and work with Tri-Hawk.
Absolutely.
Because Tri-Hawk still wants to.
Absolutely, but they get the 750,000 instead of us.
And for me, at this point, I wouldn't want to hold up jobs. I wouldn't want to hold up, I want to see Scott County grow too, right? And that's prime, right there on the interstate, right there on, off, ready to go, right?
It's a prime location.
Yeah, I wouldn't, I don't agree.
It's
I don't want to
never-
hold up anything either. I think this is a great thing.
No, I know,
I know we need money and I don't want to give away 650,000 or $750,000.
But we also, we want to be good stewards, but at the same time, we also need to look at kind of what the request is, and then how does that affect, plans moving forward out there, because it will, to some degree. And it may not be a big difference, But
Because,
then
yeah.
again, it might be.
Because the way I
We've had
thought it was totally different than what was going down, the way it was explained to me by.
And that's what I was getting to
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
I know things have been said, and it's just like,
Yeah,
keep in mind,
yeah,
we've never been approached
yeah. And so
by
that's.
any level.
I don't expect them.
And again, we've had people on the
On the
ground, there's been
Yeah.
people out there actively working, doing
Yeah.
different
And
things.
so,
And I don't expect them to come in on the
You know
15th,
what?
but here's the thing, I don't want to be stupid.
That ground
And
has
that's
sat there for 30 years, basically 30 years. And, I've not known of anybody to actively try to, our marketing strategy for that for the last 30 years is, hey, guys, we're 2 miles or a mile off the interstate. We've got electric, we've got water, got sewer. That's been the marketing strategy right there. We had surveys done, so we know how much of what we got to offer out there. I mean,
It could be an investment in a spec building to gain more interest.
yeah,
Again, the people that we work with, they're doing this all over everywhere, including, all over the state and surrounding states. So, we follow their guidance and direction on our movement, but that could entail a spec building. And, it's kind of like just kind of throwing the mats down and see, where that takes it. But the investment up front, like you're talking about, even if they trial was to purchase anything, that money that we would take from redevelopment goes back into the property. I know where you're going, talking about that money then goes back into a general fund or something to that effect, but you don't know how that will be used.
No, I don't know how it would be used, but I know that $750 more to the county is always better than.
But it's not like it's leaving the county though. It's in its own pot. You're saying you hope it goes to the council and it gets good things happen. And it's going to, as far as, and it's going to go to this and that. You don't
Yeah,
know.
I do hope that, yeah.
well, and if Tri-Hawk was to call tomorrow, legitimately say, guys, we want to buy 30 acres of that. It's probably going to slow us down another 6 months.
Because we would have to have another survey done, for
We'd
instance.
have to, get that deal out of the way.
It's cost us
before we
more money.
Transfer the rest of it, I would think. It's just going to be a process. And, we're 2 years into this process now.
And by the way, we spend a lot of money.
Actually, I think it's almost 3 years into it, meaning you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, we don't have an attorney, so we don't have a Zach for redevelopment. So, we work primarily with Frost Brown Todd through our processes with redevelopment. So we spend money there for legal help.
Nothing
And
personal, Zach.
and it's been a long process, but it's been an expensive process too, because we've tried other avenues to invest and things work out sometimes and sometimes they don't. But we firmly believe, and some of these things that we've worked on has also obviously been through ready grants. We've pursued those. But at the end of the day, we always felt like that we can't go wrong with an industrial area to try to elevate Scott County with potential employers and do something with a TIF district that's already established that could be something big and special for us. So anyway, that's, you guys vote however you like. So.
That's all I've done.
Well, I mean, you get a vote too, right? Greg?
I would say.
Yeah, Greg does get to vote.
That's what I think. So, okay. For me, I would like to table it till the 15th to just reach out to Tri-Hawk and give them one last chance to come in here. And that's it. If they're not interested in the land, I'm okay with giving you all of it. If they are interested in the land, I would be interested in giving you what's left over. Again, I'm 100% behind what you're trying to do. I think what you're doing is it's a great thing for Scott County. It really is. I just also know we're in a financial crunch, and
John,
I don't want to give away money that we should be collecting.
We haven't said it yet, we're just waiting to hear on what we're going to do here to.
So that's where I'm at. And now, just waiting a week, just waiting till next Wednesday.
I respect that. I'm
You
just,
guys can
I'm saying that, we don't, my stance is that we don't need to wait. We've already had the survey work done. We've already, been working on this project for a number of months, and if they want to negotiate or talk about that, they can work with us, who already has the survey. We've already got the information out there. We know what we're doing.
And I respect that, because, I mean, you're right. They have had all kinds of opportunity to step forward, and they haven't. So Adam, decide and vote.
No.
Or you may have another direction. I don't know.
No, since I have been I've talked to Mr. Ritchie twice. A couple months ago, right after that, called Zach to ask about if there was an agreement or whatnot. And then, since I am new to this and don't know, I'm all on board. And since I don't know what all discussions have been had with Mr. Ritchie and whatnot, I want to give you the property. I really do. But since this is my first, 10 months in, I'll say the 15th is what I want to do, give my due diligence. But then on the 15th, if there's no, because I want industry in, I'm ready to rock and roll. And so, but if I'd been in y'all's shoes, like been in multiple years, not ready to go.
This has been a common theme and why we can't move the county into different directions.
Yeah.
So there's always a lot of pushback to move the
No,
county forward.
Anything.
Well,
No,
And
Look,
again, I just think it's,
I don't think
I don't agree with.
I think
with-
it's an unfair
No,
statement, to be honest with you, because a few years ago, you wouldn't even got somebody say they'd give you the property. I'm saying I'll give you the property, but I gotta wait, I'd like to wait 1 week to find out whether or not, I don't want to give you the property and $750,000 too.
but
I would like for you to not think about the $750,000.
Me talking to Mr.
Because that's a number that's just
Yeah.
getting thrown out
Yeah.
there. That's not
Well,
even-
yeah, but I
me
mean,
talking to
we
Mr.
don't know
Ritchie
that.
and knowing the passion that he's
$25,000.
he's talked about in 1 week.
But again, Randy, you're talking about giving the council money and you don't even know where that money's gonna go.
You're right.
You sat right in here last night. We talked about
You're
a
right.
bond that we knew that would end up getting spent in other areas.
You're right. You're
So,
right.
I mean, anyway.
For me,
If we
Sorry,
take
guys.
in
I'm just, when it comes to
$750,000
redevelopment
on
and investing in Scott
property,
County,
we
I get a little
dictate where
bit
that money
passionate,
goes
so.
if it's,
It's something that nobody likes to do, so I'm trying to move us into a different direction, so.
if we talking to Mr. Ritchie twice and knowing the passion he has for expanding Trog and whatnot, I want to give him,
I'm gonna say this, I don't believe that statement in the passion that it has. We just sat here and talked. Nobody has ever come into this meeting talking about, we're passionate about buying property from the
I've
Board of
only
Commissioners.
met him here recently, so that's why I'm saying. So next week?
I'm just being, right?
Yeah,
If I'm passionate, if you're passionate like we are, we're making
Yeah.
a big time investment in Tri-Hawk to bring industry in.
Yeah.
When I say Tri-Hawk, or just property out by Tri-Hawk.
Yeah. And so,
We,
I understand where you're coming
we've
from.
made an investment. We've
Yeah.
done the legwork. I've not seen any other passion to this
Yeah.
point. Now, I'm fine. with working with them and understanding whatever they would like to talk about, I'm open to that. I'm
Oh,
very
100%.
flexible to that,
Yeah.
but I've not seen the passion.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's
And
just
this is my first time dealing with them and
been
talking.
very absent.
And so, next week, I would say, for me being new to this board, next week, y'all have at it. But I want to give him a week, just because I'm new and I've talked to him recently, and I know where he's coming from, but I just want to rock and roll that way. And from my understanding, how I thought that was going to go was totally separate, different, 180 degree. I just want to give him a chance. I want to make sure that on my conscience, me talking to him, give him a chance.
So the question I have, and it's probably
And then
no,
next week,
but
rock and roll.
if we sell property,
I'm ready for.
can we dog ear that money
But sit down and talk with him.
from the sale of the property?
I've known Robert
To be
for 30
used
years, and
for
he's never
courthouse
called me one
renovations.
time, asked me anything about buying a property,
No.
not one time.
It goes to the council has to decide.
Depends on how the property is sold. I would say, I mean, generically, I think it would go back to the general fund in most circumstances.
There's still a bond on it.
What?
I think there's still a bond on it.
On bond on what?
The just property.
Oh, yeah, but that would be, I think, paid off during transfer, right? Or is some part of?
The only part of it that's bonded is the dry part.
Okay. And so we're still
Right now, there's no bond.
How much money are we talking?
he's about 50,000 you're paying, or
50.
probably 100,000. I think it's 250,000 payments. Right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that has nothing to do with
But
the
that- I
property
don't-
that's free and clear.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, property generally, when sold, would go back to the general fund. I mean, there are certain things that might be sold that would go into like a non-reverting fund. Redevelopment funds are not from the general fund, right?
Right.
So if property were sold from redevelopment, I mean, my understanding is it goes back into the redevelopment fund because it's a special non-reverting fund.
Yes.
Randy, to answer your question, which I think is, if the commissioners retained the property and sold it, could we specify that the proceeds of the sale go to a specific purpose?
Yeah.
No. It would go back to the general fund.
It would go to the
Actually, y'all promised in good faith that y'all would work with Robert if he came to y'all and said that he would want to do it.
Why would we not?
I knew it. I just want to make sure. I want to get on camera. We said good stewards, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
And I think the redevelopment board as a whole have kind of felt that way. I don't want to speak for everyone, but
I'm sure they'll do
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
just,
Okay.
I don't want to cheat the county out of $750,000.
Well, it's going to redevelopment anyway.
If that's even a number, if that's even a possibility,
All right.
but I mean,
Great.
takes a week to find out.
but I want to say we're not cheating the county out of any money.
I'm not saying that you are, but if I give you all this property and we could have sold 750,000, again, a number I'm just pulling out right now. I'm averaging, if they wanted 30 acres and at $25,000 an acre, which is probably about where we're at really in industrial money. I believe somebody's told me it's per acre. I think we're at least that.
But again,
We're $750,000, and you're right. Then we have to go to the council, and the council has to agree to use that money to help with renovations. But I don't have any more control over that than anything else.
and that's when we start talking about potential dollar amounts and stuff, we don't know because we've never had a representative from Tri-Hawk come to this board of commissioners
You're
meeting
right.
or redevelopment.
And I don't expect him to be here the 15th, but are you guys in a hurry to do this? I mean, does that have to be done tonight? Can it not wait 1 week?
We're running out of our TIF money. That's, what'd you say, in 29, right? So we're against the clock. I mean, this stuff, we're like several years behind right now in development.
We're 30 years behind. Scottsburg and Austin are doing a phenomenal job through their redevelopments. And we're doing nothing.
Our TIF expires in,
28 last payment, spring 29. And it's gone. There is no TIF for Scott County.
Will anything change if 1 week is waited?
Randy, nothing's going to change. I mean, the fact of the matter is,
1 week at a time has got us down the road 30 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I think hearing what y'all said, and I know y'all do your due diligence and work with Mr. Ritchie if he was to come forward. From the talks I've had with him, I know y'all would respect that. And so I would make a motion to move forward with this deed.
I'll second that.
Mhm. I would rather wait a week, but it passes without me, and I'm fine with that.
All right, there's date locations on the quitclaim deed. Signature lines on the back with, do we have a notary?
Not in the courthouse. We can take it to the bank tomorrow.
Okay. I would suggest that you guys authorize signature of this outside of a meeting in the presence of a notary. But I'll just acknowledge for the record that the motion to sign passed.
Go ahead, Rick.
Will you
I'll
make a motion?
make a motion to sign outside the meeting in front of the notary.
I'll second.
And I'll make that unanimous.
And which, by the way, you're right. I mean, I know Randy's, your heart is in the right place, and I know where you're going with that. I'm just not so sure even if we had the deal worked up and we say, okay, we've got these funds for
100%
this,
right.
then it goes
You're
down a
100%
different
right.
avenue, right?
Mhm.
Where I can tell you 100% of those funds are going to be reinvested in
Well, I know
infrastructure
that.
at that property. So-
I know that. I'm financially worried about the county. Is all.
And this is an investment
Yeah.
in the future of the county.
So,
Long
and
term,
you're right,
long
it
term,
is.
Not short term.
It is.
but long term.
And I think you guys already said this, but you guys have been working with,
Greg has a call to make now because we've had people.
oh, I'm just talking about, Jacob Bissing from Frost Brown
Yes,
to get all this paperwork and stuff, right?
right.
Okay.
Yeah, all of those were compiled, the deed work was compiled from Stacy, so, and
So the next item on the agenda tonight is going to be council request fund for donated funds for Scott County Youth Advisor. So
That was just to create a fund line, right?
Yes.
they want to receive, yes, a line for donated funds. Okay, so I have an announcement to make on this. Not an announcement, I'm sorry, a comment to make. Here's my comment. We had a gentleman who was elected to coroner's office who was 18 years old. And that gentleman had some trouble with work and getting time to be able to do some things. And what happened was there's some people in the Republican Party that put him on blast, put him in the newspaper, called the news channels. And we're talking about an 18-year-old boy here. And now I'm being asked, do I really want to subject anybody else to that? And my answer is no.
Our job is to create a fund.
I understand what our job is. I'm not going to create that fund. Not me, not my vote. Now, you guys can outvote.
I will say this, I did have a lady, who kind of shared those same concerns that you just brought up. So there's folks out there who watch these meetings, that pays attention, and they actually said the same thing that you just laid out. So there is concerns out there in the public. I'm not necessarily thinking it's a slam dunk kind of thing. I think there needs to be some guardrails put up for this. And I know, Zach, you mentioned that other places do that. We're not other places. And so I have concerns, some concerns with it as well.
Greg, you alluded to something that the last time this was brought up that was aimed toward me, and I appreciate that. My mouth is not gonna get no better, guys.
I'm not sure everybody,
It's not.
I don't know how many people can be PC all the time, and that's something that the board would have to consider as well.
I can't get over that we had somebody who was elected that was 18 and the GOP didn't step up to help him. But yes, we want to go out here and we want to help others. Well, this gentleman was actually barely elected as to an office. Why did we not help him? So that's where I'm at. Anyway.
Somebody, maybe it was mentioned in the last meeting that the funds were being donated by the state rep.
Yes.
It also goes to a scholarship.
Right.
Is those like funneled through him through the state, or is this just something he does? I was actually going to call him and ask him, and I just haven't had time.
I don't know the answer to that question. But the way it operates in those other places is that it operates like a scholarship for somebody. And I'm not trying to dispute what you said, but again, I've seen it be beneficial, for kids. So again, different place, maybe different circumstance.
Don't have me.
Not a whole lot of cussing.
I think a more mature
But
county, it would work out good.
I'm not saying it's good, or I'm not saying that
Thanks, Randy.
for or against it, but I'm just saying it's a donated funds, and it does involve a scholarship for a youth member, maybe 2 youth members. I don't know. I don't know if there's one for council, one for commissioners, or I don't know that we've really worked that out. This would just be the creation of the fund itself to receive the money.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Just the fun side.
I agree with them too. Sorry, guys.
Well, I don't know. That's just he made a statement. I don't know.
Well,
He hasn't said one way or another.
No, I mean, I wanted to call Zach Payne and just talk to him a little bit about the program. And
I don't
just
think
haven't had
there's
time.
any rush, is my understanding. I mean, I don't know exactly. I can't remember exactly what JR said last week in terms of getting the program started. I think part of the program in that other location, it runs from like beginning of school year to end of school year. I'm not totally positive about that, but obviously we're already kind of into the school year at this point. I don't know how that would affect the start time or what it is, but
Well, that's a good point. That never was laid out either.
yeah, I think JR did say, it's available, the funds are available when you create the fund. If you want to take the time to talk to the person who's putting those funds together, I don't see any problem with that. I don't do what you want.
The other thing, is something to think about, maybe as a trial. If we did do it, see how it goes.
You can terminate the fund at any time. I mean, you can literally get rid of the fund if you don't find that it's helpful or if you don't like it. I don't know. I mean,
The tricky thing about this, you want to give an opportunity for the kid. At the other side of that, I don't want to put them in a situation where they may, and I'm not talking about the language side of it, but even that's a concern. But maybe other things that they could overhear or just, I guess I would probably lean on you to say if you've seen this work in other areas and there's been no issues, but
I saw it work for a person when it was first started. I think it was like a pilot program.
But
And
you're talking about the city of Jeffersonville,
Yeah.
right?
And I think that initial like youth advisor, I mean, I watched her actually come back to a meeting to introduce like the second round youth advisor. And I think that she gave a big statement that this was really like special for her. And, it was a beneficial program for her, and she hoped that it would be beneficial for the next person. And she was very appreciative of the whole thing. I mean, she came back from college to speak at a public meeting in front of the council that operated the program for her. So again, I'm just going off of what I saw.
Right, yeah, no, I appreciate
I'm
it.
not there.
I don't know
I'm not
anything
in
about
those
it.
meetings all the time.
Yeah.
I just happened to be there sitting in the gallery in the public.
Mhm.
So I just saw her get up and talk about it.
Can I give you a thought?
And
Depends on the punching bag. In my close to 5 years of being to every one of these meetings, I can come to. If you've got a kid that is interested in government, I would think you would have a kid sitting here in the audience. In my 5 years, I've never seen a kid sit out here to try to learn anything.
I appreciate the comment, but I grew up, about 10 miles from here, just across the county line.
Yeah.
I had no idea that these meetings even took place as an 18-year-old. So I think part of the idea is that you're introducing
the awareness of it, yeah.
a high school kid to the idea that this is something that goes on, maybe not daily, but, it's going on in the background of like whatever they got going on. And as a high school kid, I probably wouldn't have been sitting in these meetings first off, but, I doubt, I wouldn't have even known. I think that's part of the difference.
I had a wonderful government teacher.
Yeah.
R.S. Parks. And that's what gave me my love of government. And had I lived around here close, I'd been to every one of these meetings my whole life.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, and I'm trying to say, I was in government. I gave speeches at the Kentucky State House in certain situations for like programs that they put on at my high school to do like mock legislative session type things. I got to do that. That was cool. But I had no idea that this took place 10 miles from where I lived.
One of the things I noticed, like in Jackson County Commissioners meetings, the last meeting I went to, they had 3 kids from Brownstown government class. They were there, and after it was over, they met every but one and took some pictures and that kind of thing, and then went back to class. I don't know if they got extra credit or whatever that was, but I thought that was a pretty neat deal that they were doing over there.
They have court system stuff I would say it's designed for college age kids, I said kids, but college students, to go around to different courthouses and things, and, they have, they do like mock trials, they do introduce them to, different people and things and ideas and places, and that's something that they still do, pretty regularly, I think, in a lot of the counties that I practice in. But again, I think it's just letting people know that this is going on. I mean, we have had some, I would say, younger people come in and show interest in the meetings. I just don't know that everybody is fully aware that this goes on all the time. I know we think that everybody watches these YouTube videos, but I don't think they do.
But you're saying, Zach, that we can pull
we're 4K. They're watching, we have 4K.
Well,
live. So we can pull the plug on the program. Like if something, if something
If
arose,
you want to terminate
we
the
can say
fund,
this is,
if you want to terminate the fund, yes.
does that
It
that
would.
make you feel better that we can
No,
squash it?
they don't, me. I mean, you guys, it's up to you, how you guys want to vote. I'm very disappointed in the GOP party. I'm very disappointed in the fact that we did have an 18-year-old boy who was needing help, and instead of reaching out and helping him, they squashed him.
Yeah, you're not wrong, because like I say, I've had people that
I'm not
has
gonna sit there.
echoed pretty close to what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I can't disagree with that.
I mean,
But that's a different
I'm
subject, I guess, but
a lifelong Republican. My grandpa was a Republican. Everybody in my family was a Republican.
you don't say.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, this party has embarrassed me. So, but up to you.
Jennifer, I sent you an ordinance for it. But again, Greg, if you want to go take some time to talk, or you don't want to I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying what I've seen in my
Right.
experience.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's like I said, I
And I
didn't know
appreciate your,
anything about it.
I'm not trying to give an opinion. I'm just saying.
Right.
no, I appreciate your input, is what she said.
I'm just saying.
I'm
what I
sorry.
saw.
Yeah, and the only reason I said that, because I knew the other night you kind of act
Yeah.
like you kind of knew a little bit about, and I know your involvement down in Clark County, Jeffersonville, those areas, so I assume that was where you probably had seen that in play at, so.
So let's bring it to a vote. What do you want to do?
I mean, with the ability to pull the plug on it, I would like to give a kid an opportunity. If there is scholarship money out there, I know how important that is. I know
It
how
is
important it was for my son to, whatever he got was a blessing. And I would like for another kid to get that as well. And with the ability to pull the plug on it, if something, and I mean anything, if anything's raised, then and we'd only pull the plug for the protection of the student.
Yeah, I think the mechanics of how the program will work, I think those need to be ironed out. And probably that needs to be a discussion with the county council. Again, this is just a creation of the fund.
What do you want to do?
Did you make a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the fund.
I'll second.
All right. So the motion carries, but even though that I'm not voting yes for this, doesn't mean that I cannot vote later to defund it.
Right.
Just want to let everybody know.
Yeah.
This ordinance number
Maybe we
18.
have to return the proceeds, but yeah.
And discussion.
Ordinance number 18, correct?
Yes.
We haven't went out of place anywhere.
And let me say, Greg, just so you're clear about what I'm saying is, I think you could terminate the fund, right, but if we do create the program, right, offer the scholarship, the person accepts and comes in, I think that kid or kids are gonna have an expectation
Absolutely.
that's a guaranteed expectation.
Yeah.
Now, it would terminate the fund for receiving future funds in the program would be done.
Okay. Next item up on the agenda tonight is satellite station updates.
So I have,
Here it is.
try to keep that for Jennifer so that when we get a notary, we can.
Yes. Jennifer,
Um,
we hold that for you.
So a couple things, I did have a meeting with representatives from IDEM. And what I have is a revised Scott County Transfer Station Operation Plan, an emergency response plan. It adds in all of the things that were agreed to and or recommended, I think through multiple different discussions and email chains. Craig, I think you had actually prepared kind of I think you were working off a template from prior operations, but you had tried to respond to some. There were some additions that they wanted in there. And then I think we did agree, obviously, to do some things as part of the qualified settlement. This operations plan does all those things, but I did have that meeting the other day with them to specifically talk about this satellite station situation.
Mhm.
If commissioners were to decide to close it, what would that look like? Is that something that we need to submit a permit modification? Is that something like, what are we getting ourselves into? Basically, their recommendations were kind of threefold. It was put something in the operations plan that says you are or are not, right, doing those. Then if you are not, you would want to publicize. I think you'd want to pick a date and time out in the future. Okay, I don't know if it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'll leave that to you guys to decide. This is the date where we're no longer operating, right? And before that date, I think that we should, put something out in the paper, right? Advertise that we will be closing. Is it the Findlay Township fire location, the Lexington Township fire location, and then there's
Stacy's.
Stacy's. Okay. Those three locations would no longer be accepting solid waste effective, whatever date y'all choose. And that any solid waste disposed of at those locations after that date would be subject to illegal dumping laws. Okay. I think that those notices, I think we should advertise. I think that we should post those notices here at the courthouse. I think we should post those notices at the transfer station. I think you should post those notices at the sites in advance. If that's what you decide to do. And those were just kind of discussions that went on with IDEM, that, the idea being that we don't want people to be caught unawares, one, but then two, also, we don't want them dumping things there, and causing a problem. Because one of the other things that they want to make sure that we do is address, I talked about this last night,
Right, the cleanup.
remediation at the Lexington Township location.
Mhm.
Regardless of what you decide as to the satellites, we need to address the the soil there. We'll have to go out and dig the soil out, and I think you have to go 6 inches below and around the visibly affected or contaminated soil, pull it out, and then replace it with uncontaminated soil. And I think that we need to go ahead and put that process in motion, one, but that's kind of their update about that. So really, if you wanted to take a look at the operations plan, then decide whether or not you want to approve that, that kind of would take care of your decision related to the satellites. And if you decide we want to keep the satellites, then I will just change the sentence in here that says, the transfer station shall I'll take out shall no longer operate any curbside satellite collections vehicles used for the collection of residential waste or the equivalent with bins or containers that once full are deposited into larger solid waste collection vehicles or containers.
I think it's fair to say, I don't think this board doesn't want to close any of the sites. But we know the funding is not there to support it.
That's true. That's a good point.
I think that's.
We don't have money in the budget for 2026.
So I guess, with that, we need to figure out the date that Zach's talking about. So advertisements can begin.
So what are you thinking? 30, 45, 90 days?
90 would take us into next year.
Oh, yeah. So I was just giving like reference points,
Yeah.
like, because then you get into winter, you get into frost, and then, then remediation aspect there.
And I think the remediation's totally set. I think we can go ahead and remediate without talking about closing. I'd like to keep those two things
Okay,
kind of
got it.
separate. We gotta remediate regardless.
Yeah. But then after they close, the permits shut down, they're null and void. And if someone dumps, does it still come back on the
So
county?
interestingly, the satellite stations are not a permit at all.
Oh.
That was one thing that came out kind of during the discussion with them. So we don't have to go through any type of permit modification or anything like that. It's just this idea that we've operated this program as kind of a county-run program for so long that we don't want to shut it down and create a situation where, again, we're trying to remediate these sites again because there's, been trash that's dumped and is leaking. So one, that person who dumped it's probably having a problem. It's not our issue, but we're also having to go back out there and like remediate the site. So we're trying to give everybody as much fair notice as possible.
Yeah, because we got some work to do in Lexington, or we'll be fined again.
Yeah.
Can I speak?
That's
on
true.
this one for just a second, guys?
As long as it's set.
From a council standpoint, I think it's the sooner the better. Tuesday night, we have 127,000, I think, is that not right, Jennifer? I think it's 127,000 additional appropriation for the landfill. So every day those are open, there's more going out there that we're having to fund getting rid of. And we're out of funds. It's that simple.
So, I think things to consider, obviously, like Zach pointed out, is the advertising.
Yeah.
And then,
Awareness.
the number of stickers folks have to give them time to use those up and then come up with a plan that they'll need moving forward. So in my mind, I'm like 12/1 kind of thing, or 12/31, or I know the longer we kick the can, I know that we keep going in the
In
hole.
an ideal world, I would.
If we don't find
First thing, I don't.
if we don't find $127,000 to unite, you're gonna end up losing the entire landfill, not just the
So we
sidewalks.
don't actually have the authority to close the landfill. So,
If there's no money to pay stuff,
yeah,
it's gonna be just sitting there.
well, the permit has specific requirements that we would have to go through to do that. I'm not saying that you wouldn't notice an intent to close, but there are requirements that must be gone through prior to that, final closure, that is.
It could cost us a lot more money
So,
to close it than it does to keep it open.
Oh, and I understand that, but my point is, we're just simply out.
Yeah. We are.
It's October 8th. I think that certainly you could do 12/1. I think you could also do, 45 days, which is middle of the month, November. And, I mean, there are other things in the operations plan that talk about it at a minimum providing 2 weeks notice. Okay, so I don't know. From my perspective, it's just trying to be what y'all think is fair to, and it needs to be at a date far out enough so that we can run an advertisement. That's one thing, right? So when is our next advertising?
Well, I mean, if we do it Friday, it'll come out, the 15th.
Okay, so it'll run the week of the 15th, I think. You want to put it, with that being said, you want to put it from the 15th, at least 2 weeks out from that. So now we're at the 29th. So I
If
would
we-
say no earlier than November 1st.
Yeah.
If we went out to November 1st, it's gonna cost the transfer station $1,800.
But there's still stickers out there, right?
We don't, yes, there's stickers, but Adam, we don't get the money from the stickers. The transfer station never got the money from the stickers.
The stickers only cover the collection cost and the contract. They pay for no disposal fees whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that's where we run into,
Yeah.
that part's profitable,
Yeah.
but the other
So
side
they
of
take it
it,
out to the transfer station, it doesn't go to,
that's where we
Right.
lose. Yeah.
Transfer station eats it all.
I'm trying.
So I'm okay with letting it go to November 1st, but
And you've already paid
that gives us 3 weeks.
$3,500 for October. You haven't paid anything for November yet.
Well,
So I mean,
there-
that'll take you through.
There you go.
Then I think you would.
You've already paid
Yeah.
for the month of
I think you would
October.
probably need to at least go to October 1st.
We've already given,
That's already
Mr.
paid.
Campbell the money.
October's already
Okay.
paid, yeah.
so
You'll be approving that
I
tonight.
mean, November 1st, I said October.
Yeah, so it's a hard cut over the first.
Yeah.
Okay, then we need to make sure to push it out.
and okay.
Okay,
So
so you want to,
somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to close our satellite stations November 1st, 2025.
I'll second.
I'll make that unanimous.
if you would follow up with a motion to approve the Scott County Transfer Station Operations Plan and Emergency Response Plan, I will, one, I think Jennifer should maintain a copy in her office. One copy would need to be maintained at the transfer station in the facility office.
Yes.
And then I will provide and notify IDEM of our revised plan.
So I'll make a motion for Zach to reach out to IDM.
For the operations and emergency plan?
But also,
Are you okay with the provisions?
Yes,
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Basically
I'll-
just taken from the qualified order and some of the other communications.
I'll second Randy's motion then.
I'll make that unanimous.
And then if we want to I think we need to pick the 15th as a date to advertise in the paper and authorize Jennifer to do that for closure of the transfer station effective November 1st.
So,
I'm sorry, God, that's gonna, yeah, sorry, satellite stations, not trying to please everybody. And then, I don't know if you wanna have Kevin or somebody, I don't know who would do this. Put together some signage that we would post at all these different locations,
Yeah.
plus the courthouse and the transfer station.
Would you hand me this?
Yes.
What do you want me to do?
Give it to Jennifer so she can make a copy of it. I have a digital copy myself. We need to get a copy to the transfer station. I can just send her a digital copy.
So that's our updated procedure.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Next item on the agenda. City auction equipment. So the city is auctioning off, some of their equipment, chairs, tables, filing cabinets, I think some, appliances, some possible audio, video equipment maybe. And that's Sunday, October 26th is when that is. And I've asked that we could have a fund ready at the time so that the county can bid on some of those items at a cheaper rate than what we can purchase them for. So Zach, I have a question.
Yeah.
If two commissioners was there, but was not standing
No.
by each other
No,
at opposite ends,
no.
okay?
No.
So I would request that a couple people from the council,
Less than a quorum. So pick 3. Max.
I'll go to auction with.
I would request a couple people from the council and be
You
there.
can go there as a private. I just don't, you guys can't be like signaling to each other across the room,
But basically just to make sure that
We can't be in
everybody's
the same
kind of in
building.
agreement that
You
we're not
can. You
paying
just can't
too
be
much.
Communicating
anything.
with each other about this auction on behalf of the count, like. If you wanna go there personally, cause you wanna buy, a chair or something, that's fine.
I was making a joke about going to
Yeah.
buy like switches or computer
Yeah.
stuff or like.
But you
home lab and
you
stuff.
can't go there,
Well, you can.
communicate with each other about purchases made on behalf of a governmental
Gotcha.
entity.
Yeah.
So no,
The steel sign, or
Yeah, you can't.
pass, or
can't do that.
take a ball,
Yeah.
whatever.
They said they would make that stuff available any day you wanna go look at it too, from now till the auction. So if you wanted to go look and
And maybe signaling things that you're interested in a public meeting for an auction, maybe something we don't wanna do.
Just call me.
No.
No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding, Zach. You just didn't mention it, so I had to throw it out there.
I think there's gonna be a lot of items over there that
There
maybe.
will be.
I mean,
And
basically, the way I wrote up this resolution, okay, just
I-
based on what was said last time, is that there's an auction that's to occur on October 26th for the city of Scottsburg that the Board of Commissioners is interested in using an office supplies line item that is already budgeted for, what is that fund that was discussed?
They took it out of.
Yeah.
Stones and setting. I think,
Yeah.
it went to office supplies. It went to
Yeah.
office
Yes.
supplies, that's it.
Office supplies that had had sufficient funds already appropriated.
Yeah.
That we would agree to an amount, I don't know if we ever agreed to an amount, not to exceed for purchases. And you would authorize a member of the board, it sounds like Randy's very interested in being that member. I'm just messing with you, to go to the auction and bid on behalf of the county as the county's purchasing agent in this circumstance. Up to a total amount not to exceed X dollars.
So question, council. I didn't think about this last night. But what if I went out there to the science park where this stuff is located, took pictures of stuff that is there, and that way we can put it on the screen and decide in a meeting if what items we may be interested in.
Yeah, but you're gonna
To
get,
what,
I'm saying that like everybody's gonna go out there and bid against you or like jack the price up.
well, they might, yeah.
Yeah.
And they might get stuck with it too.
Yeah.
That's the risk.
Well, that's true. I'm just, I was just trying to think what
I mean, could you do
the,
that?
the best
Is that
fair
legal
way
to do? Yes. I don't think you're gonna get, you could run yourself into a weird circumstance where,
Yeah, you're probably right.
yeah, I mean, you can pick items in a public meeting that you wanna bid on, that's fine. But,
The whole wood.
yeah, I mean, it's up to you.
I just looked at my notes. I think the number was 8,000.
It was
I think we
8,000.
talked about.
I'm sorry, it was 8,000 last night. They agreed to, they would talk about.
All right, I put 7 in here for some reason.
Sorry.
No, you're exactly right.
Okay, so anyway, that's all we need. We don't, well, we need to actually, I guess we need to vote. Do we agree that we want to try to go to this auction and try to purchase equipment?
Sure. Yeah, make a motion.
I'll second.
I'll make that unanimous. Okay.
Jennifer, I'm gonna send you this resolution.
Okay.
Community corrections vehicle title signature.
There's 2 here that they have sold and they just need a signature on that.
All right. Is there any objections to me signing these titles?
I'll make a motion for you to sign the titles. I'll second.
I'll make that unanimous. Craig, do you care to move us along?
Okay, yep, next. Area plan job description, so that'll be something Jennifer will have to pass on to us when she gets in here. Or Zach will probably want to weigh in on what we talked about last night. Everybody went to intermission.
Yeah.
It's not in there.
All right. This is 19, correct?
I've lost track.
Yeah.
Is it 19?
Yeah.
Okay, 19.
All three of us did agree on the auction.
Yes.
Yes. Unanimous.
Do you know if they needed that PHEP ordinance?
What is
The,
Health department, isn't it?
yeah, the ordinance establishing the fund to administer the public health emergency preparedness grant. Do you know if they needed that?
I don't know why this. You
Do you-
remember?
Would you have time
I don't.
to go out there and look at the auction
I
items
remember, but I don't.
ahead of time?
Yeah.
And see if there's
Can
something.
we just put that on
You think
the next meeting?
else we might need?
It's just a creation.
I mean, I
of
may
fund for
really only
2026.
interested in the chairs.
I don't think the
'cause
grants
I don't know
get
about the
signed yet.
audio equipment. We probably need to send Andrew out there as well. I just asked Greg, ask you the same thing. Do you care to go out to the, you know where the science park is? Go out to the science park, look at what they have to see if there's something else that you think we need to be purchasing.
Roger that. Will do.
So the community corrections is done, area plan job description.
I did
Oh, wait a
not get
minute.
those finished after last night. We can write something up that'll match what we did last night if you want to do that.
Okay, well, I think,
Get it approved.
We'll take it.
actually, I think we can go ahead and vote.
Well, let's send it off and have Wagner, Irwin, and Sheila look at what we put together, and then we'll have it at the next meeting if you don't care.
We can. All right, we're gonna table that now.
Table. Motion table.
I'll second.
I'll make that unanimous. All right. Veteran Services part-time position. Do we have anybody who's put it?
Nobody applied, so my thing is, do you want to re-advertise it?
Absolutely.
100%.
Wait a minute. Do you,
Oh, we need it, yes, 100%.
all right, I'll make that unanimous. All right. Consideration of, consideration of regular and special invoices. Got any?
We've only got the regular ones tonight, there were no special.
See you, sir.
John, you're leaving before the fun part.
We get a fund tonight. I'm so sorry. More preparedness grant fund.
No,
Good, I'm out.
you have a good night.
Because I think the council needs it as a budget,
Okay.
so.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I'll make that unanimous.
I hadn't signed it yet.
I sent that to you.
It's already here.
Yeah, I sent it, in like the initial packet that I sent out on Monday.
May turn that off, give me 1 second.
I can resend it.
Well, I've got it if you have, but I just.
Consideration of payroll.
There's two payrolls. There is not just October 3rd, but the September 19th. And we'll need to amend the agenda. There's also, Family Medical Leave Act that needs to be approved. So,
Make a motion to amend the agenda.
I'll second.
I'll make that unanimous.
While you're doing that, can you actually amend it also to add the ordinance establishing the emergency, the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Grant Fund?
Motion for the grant fund.
Yes. I'll second that.
Oh, yeah, that's, signed for the phone.
Sorry, I just.
Oh, yeah,
Go ahead and sign it.
okay.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Do you
Motion to
approve?
approve, yeah.
I'll say, yeah,
All right, I'll make it unanimous. You want to sign it?
yeah, I'll say, yeah. 100%.
I'll,
Motion to approve payroll.
do you approve payroll? Adam?
Second. Yeah.
I'll make that unanimous.
Minutes.
yes, they're here.
If you've had a chance to look at the minutes, I'll make a motion to approve those.
I'll second.
I'll make that unanimous. 2 places on that. Two places in this one. You already signed.
I
Don't think so. No, yeah,
Did you sign both pages, both of them?
I did. So you got another payroll you need us to, oh, wait a minute.
That would be the two that was in the book.
Greg, you guys already, we've already agreed to this. I'm going ahead and sign it. This is the minutes.
Yeah. We already voted that.
Magic bus. All right, the second payroll.
That was all in here.
Oh, both of them was in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Good reading, Randy.
One thing we didn't have on the agenda, but I don't know if they're gonna need it, is the abatement, money for the recovery court. We've got a resolution here, but I think maybe you want to see for Zach. There is enough in unrestricted to cover that. We got a $9,000 payment in the middle of August. But it will take, I think this is for $35,000. We've got $35,612.
Oh, wow, that's better than I thought.
It's much better than I thought, because I didn't think we had that. And I was trying to think, I thought we had another resolution. We don't have anything written up. But Andrew had made a request when he did the website for the county, the new website. He had asked for $5,600 in 25, 26, and 27 for this. Well, that's not going to leave the $5,600 for that if we get any more. I went on the Attorney General's site. It's saying in 2025 that we should have received like 41,000, and we've got 8. I don't know if those numbers are outdated, because I know through the years we've got notices of pharmaceuticals that have filed bankruptcy. I don't know if that's made a difference. I'm not sure on this. So if you guys want to look at that, you're welcome to, but
So, but you're gonna reach out to the state and find out what's going on, you said?
I guess I can call them and ask. I don't really know what else to do.
Me neither.
So
Is that something that you would do or something Zach needs to do?
I can try.
Okay.
Is that good?
Mhm.
I thought Zach said something today saying it looks right, but that doesn't sound right at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What they're saying
Well,
on their
35,000
website
said
for
look
Scott
right.
County.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were supposed to get 41,000. We already received high.
And that's what I'm saying, from what we had last year in the unrestricted and what we've got this year, there's a drastic difference. And we've only received one payment. So I don't know.
What else works?
But that does help, at least with the funding for the drug court.
It does. It will cover it barely, just barely.
But it does cut Andrew short and the
Yeah.
future.
But there still is, I mean, there's still like 13,000 in the restricted, that maybe we could budget half out of each one for the recovery court possibly. So I don't know.
Gotcha, yeah. We may have to get
And then, you know,
creative.
hopefully there will be something that comes in at the end of the year. I don't know.
What about, who's this? Okay. Where can we pay Jason Babs? He's quite upset.
Well, we're trying to, that's at the 14th, if we can get the money for the transfer station, that should take care of that. It'll have to be appropriated on the 14th for signs at the transfer station.
Yeah.
I mean, message him, let him know.
He
I
still
sent
hasn't
him an
been
email
paid.
on that. No.
So you're thinking the 14th?
It'll be, if the council will approve that on the 14th, we'll have the money available. I mean, it'll be like that Thursday that we'll get the checks ready.
Okay. I think. All right, we've already approved these, right? These was,
What else were you doing? Fund creation?
I don't know about the recovery court, if they wanna, or
I want,
Something about council.
I'd like to talk to Jason before I make a decision about recovery court.
do you wanna table this to the next meeting?
I would like to.
Greg, where are you at with it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in, here's, I want to help everybody, right? I mean, so I'd certainly want to be able to help with the court and,
Is there? Hold on. What is it?
and help with our project as well.
Yeah,
Especially she's saying that we do have the funds. So, I mean, the funding thing doesn't sound like it's going to be a big of an issue now.
funds for both recovery and.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I'm good with recovery.
For,
100%.
I don't want to interrupt you.
No way.
For me, it's not about whether or not we have the money. Longevity wise, I want to make sure that it doesn't ever cost the county anything else because we can't afford it.
For what?
Drug court. And here's where I'm going with this. And look,
I don't think. there's
I
any
went to school with Jason. I like Jason. I would do,
I've never
anything I could.
run a recovery court. I don't regularly practice in
Yeah.
a recovery court. I have had circumstances to be in recovery court in specific instances for specific cases. But I've never seen it cost anything additional. I mean,
I know they got a state, they had a grant, right?
yes.
So,
It fell below, so that's a good question. It fell below the threshold of what they expected to receive this year. And I mean, I think you've talked about this a number of different times, kind of across the board, right? The state is trimming, that's a good word. But I don't think that there was any indication that like that's. I think that they're gonna have some of the costs associated with that recovery court, if not the majority of the costs, regardless of whether or not he operates a recovery court or not. And the fact of the matter is, I think the only question is not whether a recovery court exists. Let's just sitting in this room, okay? A recovery court's gonna exist if the judge wants a recovery court. And he signed a grant, that's going to happen. The question is, where are, if there is a shortfall in the expected grant, and there's some type of request for a county match, where are those funds coming from? I get what you're saying, that long-term, like, you're worried that there's some kind of, like, additional cost. But I wouldn't see that as being a problem, a big problem, in the sense that again, you got the same judge, the same court room, the same prosecutor, the same public defenders, the same
The same
clientele.
cases come in, it's just.
We're not going to need any
resources.
more public defenders, or I'm sorry, we're not going to need any more people in probation. We're not going to need any more people.
They need additional training for certain things, and
Prosecutor's office.
no. I mean, because the prosecutor's office is prosecuting those cases regardless of whether or not they're in recovery court or they're in some other location. The public defenders are defending those cases regardless of whether or not they're in recovery court or they're not.
Yeah, that's how you explained it last night.
I mean,
Because that's what I was
here's-
concerned about last night, yeah.
Here, it sounds like we're fine with it then. Here's was my concern. And this is not a dig at anybody. Before I was in office, we was asked to get a magistrate. And we had funds for it. And I'm sorry, we had a grant, and the grant ran out. And I believe, and now the state of Indiana pays for that magistrate, and that's fine. It doesn't cost us anything for the magistrate. But we had to have more room. And I just want to make sure this doesn't do that to us in
Well,
the future.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what discussions were had about the magistrate position
It was
prior
way
to my
before I-
arrival here. I don't know, I've heard the same thing you've heard, okay? I don't know why that would have been said at the time, from my understanding of where magistrates, funding comes from, okay? What I'm saying is, you're not creating a new position like you are in a magistrate, where you are basically offloading cases, but you are creating a whole new set of staff probably that has to be intertwined in what that magistrate is doing that day you know, they do need, I mean, a magistrate and a judge can't sit in the same courtroom all day, right? So it is, I think they're just not comparable circumstances, I guess.
Will this, and I know you can answer this with certainty. I just know you have a whole lot more experience about this than I do.
Yeah, I tell people most of the time, I can't promise you anything.
Right. So you're promising that in the future, we will not have to have another magistrate or another judge
To run the recovery
to
court,
keep this balance.
magistrates and judges, the allotment of magistrates and judges has nothing to do with the existence or non-existence of a recovery court. It has to do with caseloads, and there are kind of mathematicals, maybe a bad word, but some type of, statistical analysis that justifies or doesn't justify the creation of a new court or a new magistrate position.
That whole thing with 1144 bill, whatever was going on.
That,
Where they
That's
tracked
what
it for
they based
years.
it on.
Yes, yes.
has absolutely nothing to do with, again, the existence of a recovery court or the non-existence of a recovery court.
So it's the same cases, but it's just being subset into different resources to try to help people instead of going to jail.
So do you
So
want to vote
additional
on this
training.
tonight?
Yeah,
I mean, I've got, Zach promises me I'm not gonna be sorry.
and you can't go wrong with him
Yeah.
promising.
He's got, we got Zach's guarantee.
Yeah, I mean,
This is
I'm
not gonna cost
Oh,
us
yeah,
anything.
she's on that.
I'm good with,
My guarantee.
yeah, yeah, I'm fine.
We'll do that
Obviously,
on
I'm
here,
good
sir.
at helping the judge and drug court.
I like a good handshake.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that I know you could never advise anybody else to do it.
Did you make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. I'm all for helping resource better and all of it.
Okay, and then I'll make that unanimous, and this is gonna be 20.
That is, and then just so we're clear, that's a health department grant. That is not the recovery court grant.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I don't know. I just walked into the conversation, so that has to do with the
You're right.
emergency preparedness fund. which
That
is
was from earlier.
administered by,
We already passed that up a long time ago.
I probably just hand you the one back and just sign.
if you want to, how
Do
do
you
we
have-
do,
We can
How do we
sign.
even get on that? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a resolution for the.
You don't have one made? Well, I thought they printed it, so never mind.
Can y'all keep going and I'll,
Well, what did we, the emergency preparedness that we need for council?
yes. That had to do with budget.
Yeah, I think we already voted on that, didn't we, earlier?
We'll just do it for due diligence.
Oh,
Make a
Yeah,
motion to
wait a minute,
approve.
that's approving funds. Abatement distribution.
oh. I didn't even remember I did this. All right. I guess I did create one. All right, so you did do the emergency preparedness. All right, and then we do have the Scott County Animal Shelter interlocal cooperative.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's my fault.
No.
But you did change it. You said 30, we said 30,000, right? That's what I thought it was, or was it 35?
Well, we were talking about 30,000. I saw that number 35. We can cover 35 and have $612 left.
But the ask was for 30.
Yeah. I think it was for 30, right?
That's what I kind of thought, but I'm not.
Okay, let me go back. The other thing is, this takes it from the abatement funds, so. Hang on.
Do we have these separated or something? No.
The what?
Is this going in here?
Those are two different things.
Oh, you're right, this way here, look.
Oh, it was 35. Okay,
It was?
the request was 35. How much funds do we have in there?
Are you, in the restricted, we have $35,612.
In the restricted,
Unrestricted, sorry, unrestricted.
Okay.
Sorry.
then. Okay.
When did we receive it?
You received 9,000 something on 8/18. It was on that form, or I sent a paper down that showed that and showed what they thought, what our estimate was from the Attorney General.
And I know you've already told me that, I just couldn't remember.
I totally understand that.
I honestly don't know where I created this resolution.
I had the Young Marines wanting this. No, I told them I don't think we have any money left. But I guess we don't. I said I had the Young Marines reach out to me and it was asking me about, I think I told them I don't think we had any money left yet. So, which,
Unless we, look at.
got it in, got it out, it's gone again. All right. Can we?
Hang on, I'm just adding one piece.
Talking about making money for the county, I mean, our meetings are so long.
I know.
We're missing out on advertisements.
You're right, we are.
I mean,
You're right.
quite frankly, I mean, we're missing out on a ton of money that we could be running advertisements, and so maybe that's where we need to
We'll do something.
get Chris back in here, and maybe he could help with that.
I'm gonna have a drink of this refreshing.
We could do Coke, we could do whatever, right? Or local businesses, maybe they wouldn't want to do.
Java
it.
station for this meeting.
Drink coffee to stay up to
So-
watch these long meetings.
The only thing I changed about this, and Jennifer, I just sent you one,
Okay.
is that it's being taken from the, unrestricted. It meets all the opioid abatement strategies, and that's all referenced in there, but it's being removed from the unrestricted. So if you want to get that one,
Let's do that.
we can sign that one. You can authorize to sign outside of the meeting, and we're good. Did we talk about the animal
See,
shelter?
none of this you want me to sign.
No, this. The grant monies for the public health emergency preparedness grant. Didn't y'all say you voted on
I
that?
thought you was pulling it back
Yeah, no.
for something.
I think we voted on it twice to make sure. Covered ourselves.
All right.
I did eat today, so I don't know why. I have a problem.
I'm lost. So we agreed
Yes.
on this.
It's just the creation of a fund to receive monies that we
I make a motion
regularly
to
and
approve
annually
that.
receive.
I'll
Yes.
second.
Receive grant money. Show me the money. Ordinance number, where are we at? 20?
21, maybe?
I don't think we're at 21.
21?
We are 21? We had a 20 already? Okay.
That was 20.
Oh, yeah. fill out that other side of that, maybe we don't care.
What's that? Oh,
Okay, so this is gonna be 22.
That is actually a resolution, so it's a different,
Oh, hang on.
different number.
Got that.
This is an ordinance.
Oh,
The eight, number 8,
number 8,
yes.
okay. And this is,
It's okay. yeah.
this is, we're gonna approve funds from the opioid restricted, unrestricted, to go to the
Recovery court.
recovery court for Jason Mount.
Make a motion to approve.
second.
I'll make that unanimous. Animal shelter, interlocal cooperative agreement.
So,
I'm sorry, we need to amend the agenda for this, right?
yes.
Did you wanna?
I'll take a motion to amend the agenda to talk about the interlocal agreement for the,
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda for the interlocal agreement.
Second.
I'll make that unanimous. Go ahead.
So the interlocal deals with, obviously, I think everybody knows that the city operates an animal shelter. We have always kind of contracted with the city for that. And we've always done so with a particular understanding that there was an interlocal agreement that was in place. I don't think we've been able to locate a signed interlocal agreement. And there's some language at the front of the interlocal that kind of references basically the fact that all of the parties that have been participating have been unable to locate that. So we've done this in kind of form before. We have reinstituted, certain boards and things if we found out they've kind of fallen into disarray. We did it with the
Cemetery board.
cemetery board, the sewer, whatever that is.
Sewer board, regional sewer district.
Regional sewer district. I think this is just another thing where all the parties are trying to, make sure that we have all the documentation and things together, and we acknowledge kind of maybe the lack of records to that effectuated the agreements that everybody has been operating under for years.
Second the game.
Yeah.
All right, so is everybody in agreement that we're in agreement?
I'll make a motion to accept the interlocal agreement.
And I'll make that unanimous.
We'll need to send the signed copy to the county council. It's an interlocal, so they will have an opportunity to vote as well. And then once both of the county bodies have voted and the signatures have been recorded, I'll need a signed copy of that because I think the cities will then begin their processes for the same approvals.
And I said Tara does a great job out there at the animal shelter. I really appreciate it.
Sorry.
Anything else?
Not that I'm aware of.
I know, don't kick me here, but this is fast and furious. I know last night we talked about the old Nazarene church building over there. And, the way I look at this, again, what I said last night, it's a county asset. needs to be invested in. I know they was talking about, we'll look at it in the future. It won't get cheaper in the future to rehab it. One of the things I was gonna ask Zach, and I'm open to rejecting bids and maybe looking at the scope of work, again, to see if there's something that we could maybe, cut a corner on here and there. I don't know, but I'm certainly willing to, work with some contractors again and, if we can even do that. But the fact of the matter is that we got a building over there.
Did he say we can? We accepted this. That's what.
Right, and so I don't know if we can reject anything and move forward or not, but regardless, can you build that for what that is? Well, I'd be close, right? I mean, so,
Could we build
I
a
don't
building
know.
for what the renovation cost was?
right, I mean, if you consider where it's at and everything, I'm not real sure about that, so I don't know.
I don't know. You're probably close.
We're close, right? And so I don't know if we could reject the bids that we have and we start over with a different scope. I don't know. That's an exact question. But regardless of that, it won't get cheaper. I mean, it's not going to be like, 5 years, it's going to cost more. I mean, materials are raising
Materials have never. go
every
down.
month, right?
They don't go down.
So I know because I called the state historical preservation office. It's not on the historic list. It's not. I was surprised, and they were surprised, quite frankly, when they looked at where it's at, because where it's sitting on Second Street. If it would have been a block over where the jail is, for instance, it would have fit like the historic district, if you will, near the courthouse. So everything around the courthouse has significant. Could it be eligible? The question is yes. Yes. I mean, so could it be knocked down? I'm saying probably. Again, that's something that would have to be run through that office. Just because it's not on the list doesn't mean that it can't be. I mean, if somebody brought awareness to the building and they come down to look at it, it could be added, which is a bad thing for me in my world all the time with bridges. It's like, oh, please, no, that can't be historic. It's going to cost a lot of money. Let's just tear that out and build a new one. But in some cases, like this church, for instance, it's not on the list, but they're saying necessarily that it could still be eligible.
It's 200. Is it 200 years old?
Yeah, I don't know. It's 18 something. I'd have to go back and look and see exactly when the church was built. It could be the oldest structure in Scott County that's still up. I'm not sure about that. You're saying no?
John's saying he don't want it to be.
But
No, the oldest structure in Scott County is that house at the corner of Orange Springs Road and Terry. I can't remember what the name of that farm is, but that's the oldest building.
So this is.
It might be the oldest building in Scottsburg.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is, I mean, it's never going to be any cheaper to renovate later. We know we've got, with the restricted opioid funds that we have, they're limited use funds, right? So it's not like that, we can hold that money somewhere else and use it on another project. We could, but it has to fit and check the boxes. What I guess the biggest thing that I'm getting at now is that I know that there was talk about, paying light bills. Something I didn't think about last night in our discussions. For instance, Jennings County they actually have a public building that they use. And they rent that building. County employees get a discount, and they rent it to the public. Now, I don't know all the particulars on who schedules that and how they use it, but I was in their meeting the other day that one of the things that came up were, just cleaning and that kind of thing.
Can we do that with using opioid restricted?
And that's what I don't know. That's why I didn't bring it up.
You're talking about like yearly maintenance and stuff?
No. If we use opioid restricted funds to renovate the church, could we also rent the church out?
When there's not class times
when
going
there's
on
not
for,
class times for like, I don't know,
For the
family
jail.
reunions, birthdays.
Rent it out?
Like a community rec center type thing, kind of like what the city does with like the barn over at Lake Iowa or pavilions at parks and stuff like that.
I don't know. The rent part is what's causing me.
Yeah.
To think about it.
I'm just saying, I know Jennings County has a facility they do that with.
And one thing, I mean, you touched on.
Well,
but before you
maybe
get away
that
from it,
might make me feel a little bit better than if they have a facility. that
And I can
they're-
get that information from them. I mean, I just happened to be at their meeting the other day and it kind of dawned on me. I kind of forgot about that last night, but
I think obviously we would always have to give priority,
no question.
but,
Yeah.
if you can get that stuff, I'll look at it.
The other thing is, we was talking about, using, mini splits because it's cheaper. And, one thing John Miller brought up last night was, hot water heater, stuff like that. We can put in a hot water heater that's instant hot water heater because nobody's over there taking baths. So we don't have to heat a great big tank. You're just heating enough to wash your hands with, right?
Yeah.
So, which
Yeah.
will cost us no extra when it's not running.
And that's what my mind kind of went to that after the meeting. I was driving home last night and thinking, well, the conversation was about paying for utilities. And I thought, well, if we're able to parlay that into something else, and have a multi-use facility like that.
Well, I mean,
Then there's the opportunity to pay utilities.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure that the electricity ain't hooked up to it right now.
Oh, it is, because we turn the lights on every time we walk in there.
Yeah, so we've been paying that. Right?
That's a good point.
And we've been paying insurance for it. Anyway.
And
All right.
it's just such an eyesore. And I think we have the ability to invest in something. And if we can, parlay that in with something else, then potentially I think it's a good investment.
I do too.
So anyway, I just want.
I'm still behind it. If anybody doesn't have anything, I think I'd like to go home.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
And I'll make that unanimous. Thank you guys for joining us.